FM.
We take the team from JJ's Waste and Recycling. Jumping on board with O&M Live in 2025. Bulldogs and the Rovers, first versus sixth. What are we thinking today, gents? What are we looking forward to? What's going to transpire here at the WJ Finlay?
I want to see how Tom Boyd slots back into this lineup. They've played so well without him so far this season, and for him to come out, my personal opinion, he's the number one defender or intercept defender in the comp. He's a brilliant footballer, so the inclusion of him is huge. Obviously, we won't see it with Kieran Parnell for a couple of weeks, but once they get those two back and clicking, I think they're going to be pretty hard to stop the Wayne Rovers.
It's not about 1-2 punches at Parnell and Boyd.
Jace McQuaid and Charles Ledger in there as well.
They're not bad.
And this guy called Xavier Allison, who's probably the halfback in the team of the
There's
year.
five, so yeah, they're a very good defensive unit, and I think off the back of that defensive unit, the Wodonga setup, which is unique and different, is going to test them in a different way today. So I know they're a quality unit that you've just mentioned there. It'll be great to see how they respond to that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Rovers respond. Champions. Yeah, they won the flag last year, and they're defending champions, and they've proven that to a certain point this year. In last week, is it a blip, or is it a concern, Lukey? That's the question for me today.
Yeah, Gussie, we brought it up with Brad Thompson. Mine's the watches on Ruben Burke. Now, you just mentioned some of these terrific backmen and the back six that the Rovers have got. So last week, wet conditions at the sports ground didn't really suit him, didn't suit marking players. Today, absolutely perfect conditions for marking forwards up against a really good, solid back six. So he is a talented man, and I'm hoping for a breakout game very shortly.
Well, it's all going to transpire on the other side of the break. Thanks to JJ's Waste and Recycling. The pre-game's done and dusted on the other side of the break. First versus sixth, Rovers versus Bulldogs. 102.1 Edge FM, you with O&M Live, where you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Ooh. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Great to have your company at the WJ Finlay Oval, not too far from the bounce of the ball. Right amongst the heart of it at boundary level is Bob Jackson for the Newmarket Hotel. What's it like at ground level, Bobby boy?
Absolutely perfect. No excuses for any footballer out here today. Underground, on the feet, the surface is perfect. Nice fast deck today. No wind. Perfect conditions, as Lukey said in the pre-show. The two captains, Charlie Morrison and Tom Boyd, have had the coin toss, and Tom Boyd's won the toss and he's kicking to Steve Norman goals end, which is the town end here at the WJ Finlay. Late change for the Bulldogs. Johnny Dove's come in for young Reichman.
Yep, young Aaron.
Aaron Reichman. And the Wangaratta Rovers, there's a fair bit of intent with the way they went about it early doors, so I expect a response here.
Do we know what number young Dovey's going to have on today, Bob?
55.
55.
55.
David Winks on the 40 Winks stat sheet. Who are you keeping tabs on today, Winky?
So with the Wayne Rovers, we'll go the same crew. Sam Murray's averaging 29.6 disposals. Lockie O'Brien, who's having a bit of an underrated season for mine. He's got averaging the 26 disposals. Charlie Thompson, Sam Catapan, and the maestro Brody Philo. And then for the Wodonga Bulldogs, Matt Wilson, who's just been on fire with 25 disposals. Tommy O'Sullivan, Noah Bradshaw, Charlie Morrison, and Adam Jorgensen.
Righto, boys. Who are we going to tip and win? We'll start with you, Bob, but thanks to our friends at Evolution Roofing.
I think it's going to be really a tight one today, but I'm just going to go the defending champions in a real tight one.
What about you, Wink?
Yeah, I'm with Bob. I reckon the Rovers win by under 10 points.
Luke Francis?
Yeah, Rovers to bounce back in a closey. Gussie, what about yourself?
I'm going to lean towards the Rovers. I just think put a line through last week at the McNamara Reserve. Totally different ball game today on a nice fast deck here in Wangaratta. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. We've got a cracking game of football about to get underway. Nice to see the umpires are adhering to the time guidelines. It is 1:59.
Lovely.
Warwick Henderson.
Just on the umpires, I had a quick chat to Henderson. He's creeping up on 700 first grade games.
Remarkable.
Yeah, big effort.
Here we go. There's the siren on M Live. It's all thanks to A-grade oils and batteries with Luke Francis.
Yeah, beautiful day in Wangaratta. Look at Sammy Murray going in. Jorgensen had him early. Damon hacks it off the ground and the mark is taken by Liam Andrews.
In danger.
Okay, so it's coming back to Tom O'Sullivan. He takes the kick and goes with a short one to Matt Wilson. Great footballer. Wobbly off the boot. Inside 50 here to the netball court end or bar reserve end. Off the ground they go. Allison comes away for the Rovers. Got smothered. Jorgensen sends one in to the top of the goal square. Good mark, Tom Boyd. Welcome back.
Free kick.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
It's going to Noah.
Noah Spiteri, there's a bit of a jumper tug there, and quite obvious from where I was sitting, and a free kick for Noah just outside the goal square.
So what a start this would be for the Wodonga Bulldogs. This man has been on fire the last couple of weeks, Noah Spiteri. And right now he has a chance to kick a major from the forward pocket. Bar reserve in. 15 out. Pops it up. Has he got it? Yeah, he's popped it through. They're on the board, the Doggies. Thanks to Gain Traffic and Contracting. 6 plays nil, David Wink.
That's not what you want to do. Give a confidence player like Noah Spiteri a nice early one. Free kick was there. I saw it too, Bob, but not what the Wang Rovers would have wanted to start this contest with.
Now, a couple of free kicks early doors won't be making the coaching staff happy at Rovers. There's a indiscriminate one in the middle of the ground, and then that one there in the back 50. They'll be disappointed with that start.
So Spiteri, goals and goals early here on O&M Live, just 1 minute in. And all of a sudden, the Doggies are out to a 6-point lead. We're back in the middle. We've played almost 2 minutes on O&M Live. Thanks to Maccas as the Rovers get the ball up to half forward, and it's being chopped out nicely by Liam Andrews at centre half back. He wants to attack through the corridor, and he finds Tom O'Sullivan, who's building very nicely into his first debut season at the Dogs. Finds the captain, Morrison, on the half volley in front of the interchange gates. Tries to shake and bake and get around Cooper, and he handballed to no one in particular. If we played deliberate in this competition or going to the Evans Street end for the Rovers.
Ball up, Damon and Nugent. Ball back at bootlace level. Noah Bradshaw picks it up, quickly beset upon by Sam Catapan. And again, the man in green to take possession. Exact same spot. Tom O'Sullivan, that was clever from me. Little. Sorochinsky now on the move here. Tom Miller recovered well. And Xavier will take possession in D50.
Mawson's concrete player today. He's a star, this man, Xavier Allison, Bob Jackson.
Yeah, just a bit of a lack of awareness there from Bradshaw. The forward 50 was open up, and the Wodonga Bulldogs were ready to launch, and a little bit of a lack of awareness around him.
Murray exits D50. He found Damon. Now the Rovers slice and dice through the corridor. Here's Dylan Stone in game 150 for the Rovers. You won't miss him in the fluoros. Inside forward 50, Christie's the target. Gabe Crothers hot on his heels. Bit of a push in the back as Christie went to ground. Spills out of bounds in front of the canteen at the WJ Finlay Oval. We'll bring it back into play. Bob Jackson for Corobetta. Any update there on Big Nathan Cooper?
Nothing down here at the moment, boys. That's a matchup that the Rovers would like to exploit there purely through size. Christie on Carruthers.
Back into play. Evans Street and Christie grabbed it straight out of the ruck. Nugent had him tied in a tackle. What do you got for us, Wink, early on that 40-wing stat sheet?
Nothing really standing out. Those 2 free kicks early proving costly for the Wang Rovers at the moment.
Another ball up, ball back on the deck, and this one's going to be clamped down again.
We've seen the last 2 or 3 weeks where Wodonga's turned their season around through controlling the stoppage and the spread from the stoppage. We're going down that path early doors here, boys.
They're wrestling early on, Christian Nugent. Will Bradshaw gets one back. Andrews under pressure. Del Zotto had him, goes again. Out to Crothers, and just a wild kick on that left foot down the line. Murray in front of Winner Irving. Damon now on the boot, tries to square one up. Bradshaw, this one's Jake. And they want to shift it out wide here. The switch is on for the Doggies.
I've done a Robbie. Out to the showground side. It's now with Noah Bradshaw, who's got the ball on the right. Mongrel worm burner kick. Got some work to do. Was Miller, got taken high. That was against Xavier Allison. Free kick to the Dogs, 60 from home. Quick play on. Inside 50. Nice little chipping ball into the pocket to find Cassidy. Now, I reckon this is just going to be a bit out of reach here for Jet Cassidy, Bob. He's 40 metres out, tight angle. He's probably going to want to look to lower the eyes here.
Yeah, he's a sweet kick of the footy for a young fella, but you're right there. This is right on his limit. Wodonga are up and about here with their spread from the stoppage, as we spoke about earlier, and they've really honed in on it again today.
We've gone 6 minutes thanks to Maccas, and the Dogs have done all the attacking. Cassidy's got it. 40 metres from home. He's going to go the drop punt. Bar reserve end. Flying up high. And spilling across the back via Adam Jorgensen. It's a minor score to the Bulldogs. They lead 1-1-7 to the Rovers, yet to score. We've played 6.5 for Maccas.
Gus McLeod calling for the Northo Hotel. David Wink on that 40-wing stat sheet. Bobby Jackson, boundary side for Corowa Tiles and Better Electrical. Okay, here's Cleland. So Oscar with the peel. Just below our broadcast spot. We'll get a good view of this one. 35-metre kick. Oh, beautiful mark from Ollie Greenhill. He's away for the Doggies. Sends one forward. Burke launching at the front. Look at Sammy Murray crossing across the front of the pack with a beautiful mark and sends it out wide to Boyd, who's settling in nicely. First game back this year. Here's Tom. One of the premier backmen of the Ovens and Murray. Out wide to Alex McCarthy. Yeah, so they're on the move, the Rovers. Brown and gold around the outer side. Here's Wilson. Nice hand pass off. And tapping it along the ground, here's Rigoni. Picks it up nicely. Inside now to Dylan Stone. Good footy. On to O'Brien, who faked and went back now to Dylan. Now he's in trouble. He might be gone here. Yep. Mimo had him. And Kate to take the peel here for the Doggies at the Evans Street end.
Your man.
My man.
Short. Here's Tom Miller. Call it centre-half back for the Dogs at the Evans Street end. Not many options presenting. Nice zone building from the Rovers. He goes short. He finds Matt Wilson. Kept the longies on today as Matt Wilson. And he's going to go with a 1-2 handball option to find Miller. They're attacking the corridor. Ball's on to Mimo. Shakes and bakes and breaks away from Allison. Inside 50. Mongrel kick. Going back was Ledger. Drops the mark at bootlace level. The ball spills out the back. Clever handball, McQuaid. Free kick advantage, McCarthy. He's got the ball for the Rovers and kicks out to the showground side. In pursuit, Cleland. Shakes. Wants to find that option. In the end, he retreats to Sam Murray. Murray comes back inboard and he finds Sam Canapan. Now back onto Murray. Centre wing, scoreboard side. Kicking in towards a bit of space. Trying to find Dylan Stone, who gets a nice bounce. Paddles it to his own advantage. Well mopped up, and now the ball's with Morrison for the Dogs.
Yeah, Sorochinsky down low, a bootlace level, gets the ball up to Charlie, and he's taken in a strong tackle, and we'll have a ball up. What's the latest down there, Bobby?
Big Cooper's just come out of the change rooms. No distinct strapping at the moment, so it looks like he'll be ready to resume. It's hard to work out whether it was a shoulder or a wrist, so he's just getting ready to come back on now.
Gone close to 9 thanks to Maccas in the opening stanza here at WJ Finlay. The Rovers yet to score, so Wodonga 1-1-7 in the opening term. We'll go to you, Wink, thanks to 40 Wings.
Sammy Murray's had the 5 stats on the 40-wing stat sheet, but I reckon 4 of those have been inside the defensive 50 for the Wayne Rovers. Not where you want him getting the footy.
Damon, here's Miller though. He sharks it, gets it on the boot, gains valuable yards. Tommy Johnson. Now, he's usually good on this left foot. Let's have a look. He thumps it towards the arc of the 50. That's beautiful. And finds Noah Spiteri. Now, he's 48 out. And Bobby, he hates giving them away.
No chance.
Yeah, that's it within goal. Chance. Yeah, nah.
He's just winked at me and said, get ready for the aftermatch.
Bring the sign.
That's right.
This is right on his range too, gents. Yeah. When he kicks anything more than 45, he tries to give himself a little bit more purchase. So let's see if he can correct himself here, Luke.
He's been in super form. Here he goes now from 49. He gets onto it, and he made it. No. It's been touched and it's gone through for 1 minor score. 8 plays nil. Maroon and white up here at WJ Finlay on the gain traffic and contracting scoreboard.
Anything from you, Van Winkle, thanks to 40 Winks?
6 inside 50s to Wodonga Bulldogs so far for only the 1 goal. They want to take advantage of it because the Wang Rovers won't allow it for too long.
Allison's got it across half-back for the Rovers, showground side. He finds Philo. Now Philo comes back inboard to Catapan. Umpire said it went the required 15, but I wouldn't want to buy real estate off him. Catapan on the left, showground side. Dropping a fairly easy one was Wilson. Now back to Ellison. He crumbs and retreats. He finds Sam Catapan. And the Rovers are uncharacteristically fumbling here. Philo back onto Allison once again. He's been busy on the right, high up and under. A bit of a lob wedge down the line, turned over. And Matt Wilson for the Dogs has it at true centre wing, showground side, chipping over the top. And the Rovers are all out of sorts.
Mimo with possession just adjacent to the scoreboard. Here he goes, Kate. And he gives one away to Matt Wilson. Good running from behind. On to Sorochinsky, who started the game well. Back to Wilson. Tom O'Sullivan wanted it. Gill back to Wilson again. Gee, this is good footy. One over the top. And here's Dove. we see him for the first time, and Johnny's taken the mark, Bobby.
Yeah, he's going back with real confidence. He's only a little wee man, isn't he? From this distance, I struggle to pick him up, but he's gone back with real confidence, and this is to be good for him to get a nice touch early and get him involved. So just one thing I did notice, boys, is when Tommy Johnson's on the ground with Zach Nugent, he's drifting forward this week, whereas previous weeks he's been drifting back. So that's just one to keep an eye on.
Dove, 35 out to the bar reserve end. Oh, he's got it. He's nailed it. Johnny Dove, O&M first grade. Welcome, young man. That was fantastic. 14 plays nil here on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. Rovers yet to score, Wink.
Yeah, John Dove goes back and kicks that one from a tight angle. A good Kiwa junior from the Tlangana District Footy League, played senior footy there a couple of years ago. He'd only be 18 years old, so good to see the young gun getting a run here for the Bulldogs in his second game, and that's his first goal at O&M senior level.
Inside 50s thanks to 40 Winks.
7-3 so far, the Wodonga Bulldogs way. Matt Wilson leading the way so far with 6 disposals.
That's on the 40 Wing stat sheet, and this first term is thanks to A-grade oars and batteries. Philo onto Murray. It come via Thompson. Murray takes a bounce, heading out to the showground side. On the trusty left, lowers the eyes, and he finds O'Brien. A brilliant user with Sharon in hand, the former Blue. Booming boot inside 50, not the best purchase, and sitting out in front. Really nice mark from Liam Andrews, intercepting for the Dogs, and he chips the ball. He finds O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan comes out wide to the broadcast position. Coming off the bench was Soroczynski. He comes down the line, and looking a little bit proppy there was young Gill, but he's okay. First game back in the senior side after an 8-week hiatus. Up to half forward. Burke misread it at ground level. Just happy to see it across the chalk is Tom Boyd, who's back in the side today. First game since the grand final, and suffered a nasty injury up in the Northern Territory this summer. First game back since March 7 for Tom Boyd.
Just a quick one, boys. Nathan Cooper's back on the ground. Just keep an eye on him, fellas. I think he's carrying a shoulder here.
A shoulder.
Okay, Bobby. Good work down there for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. Gill, snap. Nice work from Rigoni getting back for the Rovers in defence. So they're about 25 out from their own goal here. Bar reserve end. And WJ Finlay on a Saturday afternoon, round 9. In the O&M, here's Boyd. Short one. Lewis has got to make it, and he did. Good effort from Justin. Has one bounce coming out of defence. Goes with a short kick over the top. Here's Schulte. Now he feigns and gets around Jake Bradshaw. That was beautiful work. On to Lockie O'Brien on the far side. Centre wing. Left foot. He goes with a long kick inside 50 here. Cleland, nice hands. Sticky. In front of Ollie Greenhill. Now what's Oscar got on? Lockie McCartney saying, I'm free if you want me. And that option may have dried up now. Oscar just pops it up, wants a forward to come at it. No. Tom Johnson sitting out from goal and takes a good defensive mark.
Just what you spoke about, Bob, with Johnson and Nugent in that 1-2 punch.
Yeah, well, Nugent's currently off the ground, so Tommy's gone into the ruck as number 1 ruckman, but when they're on the ground together, he's pushing forward.
The Dogs are away here. Soroczynski got a good bounce. It clean bowled a few Rovers. Inside 50, Spiteri's all alone. Running to the top of the square. Great defensive chop down from the Rovers. Great defensive play all round. The Rovers stand up. It was a great rundown from Justin Lewis, who got to the top of the square and saved a certain goal up against Riley Gill. And what about a return from Tom Boyd? Just got enough to match Noah Spiteri. Top of the goal square, ball goes up. Murray trying to burrow his way through for the Rovers. We'll have another stoppage once again. They're moving the ball very quickly here. End to end are the Dogs. Top of the goal square goes up. Here's a go, O'Sullivan.
Wow.
Bang! Crumbed it beautifully, pumped into the next week, and the Dogs have kicked 3 on the trot.
Yeah.
The Rovers are stunned, and the Doggies are out to a 20-point lead thanks to game traffic and contracting call 1-800-GET-GAME.
One thing I've noticed, and Noah Spiteri mentioned it at the back end of last week, he's looking to burn off his opponents, and he's already dusted up a couple early doors, and he's found himself plenty of space inside that forward 50. They need to pay some attention to him, otherwise he might run amok again. He's already had 3 shots on goal.
Tom O'Sullivan's got the 7 disposals, but a stat that's really standing out is Wodonga Bulldogs have already had the 5 intercept marks. They average 15 for the season, which places them second overall, but the Rovers have allowed them to have 5 already. They need to clean that up, the Wang Rovers.
Yeah, we're going 16 for Maccas in the opening stanza. The Bulldogs have got 3 on the board. The Rovers yet to score. So, gee, this form line following on from last week up at the McNamara Reserve. The Rovers, they've got to wake up and get going. Righto, back in the middle. Let's have a look. Damon, first hand to a Thompson. That's better. To Damon, and then Eddie goes with a long kick to true centre half forward. Ball bobs out of the contest. Will Bradshaw picks it up. Dylan Wilson ends up with it for the Rovers. The lead's on in the pocket, goes right out wide. Here's McCarthy, bouncing ball. Jake Bradshaw, nice work. Got the handball back to Noah, and then back to Will. Oh, gee, that was a dangerous kick, but it came off to Morrison. So nice work in the end from the Doggies. Look at this, it's daring, but gee, it's good. To Yelland, out very wide here. Nice work. Dove's getting involved.
They're everywhere, Lukey. Look at them.
Yeah, the dogs are on the loose. They're stray dogs. John, right out wide here, Dovey, trying for Miller, turned over though, and Boyd takes the mark.
Dove just missed an opportunity there, Bob. They had plenty of numbers in space, but the way he held the ball up allowed the Rovers to get back in the hole.
On the turnover, the Dogs are burning them up. Once they turn the footy over at half forward, Rovers, the Dogs are just running as we see right here, right now.
Right on cue, it's Mimo inboard, finds O'Sullivan on the right for the Bulldogs. Out wide, he's got Miller in a fair bit of space. Boyd mans the mark for the Rovers as Miller wants to play on the right into the forward pocket. Not the best kick. Allison made a contest. Back of the play there was Rigoni. Still, and it's out of bounds.
Even there, Gussie, the kick wasn't the greatest, but there was space there for the Wodonga Bulldogs forwards to work into. So there's plenty of space there for them. They've just got to get right.
Free kick to Rigoni for the Rovers, who kicks long down the line. Out the back of the play, here's Boyd. Just goes for a mongrel punt and says, have a go at this, boys. Chase it, or get a boundary throw in.
Oh.
Deliberate. Oh, I tell you what, I've seen everything.
You are kidding.
We saw the most deliberate ever from Charlie Morrison in the first 2 minutes of the game, and Boyd just kicked the grass, and he's been stung. Welcome back to O&M Footy, Tom Boyd. There's a free kick against you.
You don't see them paid too often. There you go, Crothers to the opposite back pocket. Here's Charlie Morrison to Wilson, who's been good in the opening 18 minutes of this game. For Maccas, rightio, let's have a look. True back flank, and he goes with a 30-metre kick down the line. Dove, he got up high, front spot, ends up with Winner Irving. Nice to Jack Yellen. That ball was touched. Lewis picks it up. Short, wasn't intended for Stone. Off ground level to Thompson. Out they go to Sammy Murray, who picks it up off the deck, shovels a hand pass to O'Brien, gets it out now to Xavier Allison. Nice in turn to Thompson. They need a kick though, the Rovers. Now it's about to go on the boot. There goes Nathan, puts a high one up inside 50 Evans Street end. Hands go up. Here goes McCarthy. Nice work from Crothers, working down low. Clearing boot here from Ollie Greenhill. Soroczynski has a chance to shovel it out. I thought that was a throw. Goes forward from Jet Cassidy. Out wide to Miller. Now he's got Johnson in a one-on-one. Over the top he goes to Miller. 20 plays nil here on the game traffic and contracting scoreboard. So Doggies up, Rovers yet to score, Bobby.
They just seem to be cleaner with the footy in hand and working a little bit harder offensively than Wodonga at the moment. Rovers are a little bit sloppy and uncharacteristically sloppy.
Yeah, Rigoni goes back to Boyd and over to Allison.
Allison handballing over the top. Ledger got a bit of work to do. Ball's being turned over here. Mimo for the Dogs gives it back to Justin Lewis for the Rovers, who finds the right boot long down the line. Cooper's back on the ground. He links up with O'Brien, who takes a bounce. In front of the scoreboard, thanks to game traffic and contracting over the top. Back to Cooper. Cooper's got a one-on-one inside forward 50. Out the back's Cleland, trying to track it towards the goal square. Well done, Liam Andrews. He got a fingertip on that bob, but he looks to be a little bit ginger as it's across the face for the Rovers first.
He's been fantastic early, a couple of very important intercept marks, and that was a very crucial intercept spore that pushed the ball through from behind so they can get a reset. He's been very good the last couple of weeks, Liam Andrews.
And as Gus McLeod called, that is the first score on the board for the Wang Rovers. The opening term is 20 minutes old for Maccas. Okay, Dogs with possession through Liam Andrews. Deep in the back pocket. Evans Street end, and he thumps it out. Here's McQuaid and also Sammy Murray coming across the face. One of the star Rovers as he winds up. Sammy goes with a short one. What's he got? That was beautiful. Into Oscar Cleland. He just foxed off the defence and picked one out, Bobby.
Yeah, that dump kick down the line from Andrews wasn't to any advantage to his team. There was no one there to kick the one down the line, and Sammy Murray just pulled rank, I suppose, on Jason McQuaid and took the mark and played on beautifully, and the rest is history. So, the Rovers, through their leader, is just trying to get things back on even terms.
A big shout out to the FUD, Alex Marklew, sending a message through saying he would have kicked 2 by now.
Oh, the FUD. Here goes Oscar Cleland. That one left. They needed that, but it won't be a 6-pointer. It's through for 1 score. 20 plays 1. Doggies up. 20 plays 1. On the game, traffic and contracting scoreboard. Let's go to David Wink on that 40-wing stat sheet.
Sammy Murray getting busy now. He's up to 8 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet. Charlie Thompson up to 6.
And Alex Marklew, the FUD, with 2 DMs already at the 21-minute mark, thanks to Maccas. Here's Bradshaw. That was Will. Over the top. The Dogs look slick as they get the ball forward. 2-on-2. Cassidy falls out the back. The Rovers have numbers. Handball wasn't great. Tracking it towards the boundary line is Burke. Defensive pressure come from Rigoni, who looks to be a good size, young Jez, in his 2nd consecutive game here with the Rovers.
He played a game of VFL earlier in the year.
Yeah, he has. Yep. Good young talent here. 3-2-20 to 2 behinds. The Dogs lead the Rovers thanks to game, traffic and contracting, and Gill dispossessed at the last moment. The Rovers' defensive work starting to improve. Umpire's going to call for another stoppage once again. So 22 and a half gone here thanks to Maccas. The Rovers are goalless in the first term so far. They trail by 18 points with the Bulldogs in front. In the contest, wrapped up was Ledger via O'Sullivan. We'll have another stoppage once again. And for the Northo Hotel, we'll see if Luke Francis can get a clearance.
Here we go, Gussie. Our other broadcast game today on O&M Live is North Albury versus Myrtleford. That one being played at Button Park. On 1494 2AY, Jorgensen nearly got a hand to it, goes again. Nice work to get out of the contest. On to Noah Bradshaw, goes back inside and thumps it in, Noah. Now winding up at the back, Jet Cassidy, yep. Oh, 2 bites of a cherry, play on. Chase McQuay with a boot to it, Thompson. Nice mark. Now, what have they got on the Rovers? He wants to move it quickly to true centre half back. Nice work to Sholdy, on to Sammy Murray. And here's O'Brien. Lockie picks it up, looping hand pass back to Sammy, who just corrects one around on his left foot here, bouncing. Nice work from Dylan Wilson to pick it up. And then Matt Wilson tried to smother the ball inside 50 Evans Street, and Cooper going to ground. And we'll have a ball up. 20 plays 2. Doggies up on the game, traffic and contracting scoreboard.
Evolution Roofing around the grounds. Myrtleford lead North Albury by 9 points. And the Magpies lead the Albury Tigers by 2. And the Raiders lead Yarrawonga by 9. Watch this space. Another ball up, 45 metres out from Rovers' goal. They'd really love one on the eve of quarter time here, just to wrestle back some momentum. Christie won the tap, got it going the Rovers' way. Picked up by Wilson. We got a free kick. It's going to go the way of the Dogs. As the siren bellows for quarter time here at the WJ Finlay Oval, the first term completely and utterly dominated by the Maroon and White. They lead 3-2-20 to the Rovers, just 2 behinds on the game, traffic and contracting scoreboard. Stick with us on O&M Live. You won't miss a thing. Thank you, mate.
Clear.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
On Edge FM.
Welcome back to O&M Live. First term dominated by the Bulldogs. They lead 3-2-20 to the Rovers, just 2 behinds. David Wink, will go to you for the quarter's best, thanks to Albury Vital Air, helping you breathe easier day and night. Visit alburyvitalair.com.au. You can now see the team at Albury Vital Air here in Wangaratta at their brand new showroom. Winky, the quarter's best.
I thought Liam Andrews' roll down there in the Wodonga back six. He took a few intercept marks there and just really cut off that offense of the Wang Rovers. And then Matt Sorajinski got the ball and took it and run, tucked it under his arm, took some grass and really broke the lines a few times. And then for the Wang Rovers, Sammy Murray had 10 disposals. I said at the halfway mark he had a lot of those disposals in the back half of the ground. You really want him getting the ball inside the front half. And then that one where he took the intercept mark, played on, could have blazed long and just chipped it into young Oscar Cleland, who unfortunately couldn't capitalise, but that's where the Wang Rovers want Sam Murray getting the ball.
Sorry, Lukey?
No, you're right, Gussie.
I was going to say goals in the first term to Noah Spiteri, John Jove and Tom O'Sullivan. Who are the major ball winners? Actually, no, Bobby J's ready to go.
Yes.
How is this, Bobby J, for Corowa Tiles? You've taken Kyle Raven 30 metres away from the huddle.
I actually caught him running away from me, so I've got the assistant coach here, Kyle Raven, mate. What was the message there from Sammy? A little bit of a slow start from you boys, but you started to get a little bit of ascendancy towards the back half of that quarter.
Yeah, we weren't able to put a score on the board, which was a bit disappointing, but we're probably just moving the ball a bit too quick, Bobby. I think this quarter you'll see they might slow it down a little bit just to get a bit more control back on the game. Wodonga has started bloody well though.
You spent a bit of time with Big Coops. Is he all good?
Coops is all good, yeah. No, he's all good. We'll probably look to play him as a bit of an anchor deep just so we've got representation forward of the footy and see how that goes this quarter.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Bob Jackson doing some of his best down there with Kyle Raven. What's the sort of feeling down there from the both the huddles, Bob? You were amongst both of them at quarter time.
Yeah.
It sort of feels a little bit eerie from the Rovers, doesn't it?
The atmosphere down here, if I'm going to be honest, boys, is not great. It was really controlled in the Rovers camp. Sammy was really, he wasn't vocal, he was just really level with his body language. And the same could be said about Wodonga, as if the expectation was they were always going to play at this standard and this level, and they're pretty happy with the way that they've started. A little bit of frustration that the Rovers aren't getting the bang for buck with, as Wink said, 9 inside entries, particularly late in that quarter. They probably deserved or wanted a little bit more scoreboard pressure.
Alrighty, so players making their way into their respective positions. The spectators are spilling off the ground. Couple of major stats, Winky, on the 40 Wink stats.
So for the Wayne Rovers, Sammy Murray leads with 10, Charlie Thompson with 7, Lockie O'Brien had the 6 disposals, and then for Wodonga, Tom O'Sullivan leads with 8, and he kicked that 1 goal as well. And then Matty Wilson, who had a terrific start, he had the 7 40 Wink stats.
Doing a very good job is David Wink on the 40 Wink. Second term, not too far away. For Jayco Aubrey Wodonga, jump into Jayco. Great to have them on board in 2025. Travel stop Wayne Lavington. Umpires are just making sure everyone's ready to rock and roll. Looks like we are so now. You'll hear the siren hit the Finlay, no denying that. And here's Luke Francis for the Northo, the second term between the Rovers and the Dogs.
Yeah, it's an even 3-goal lead to the visiting team, the maroon and white, the Wodonga Bulldogs. Here's Thompson, nice work to Murray. And on to Eddie Damon. They clear one out of the middle. Look at that. McCarthy down low. Just couldn't quite hang on to Sharon. Gets one out to Eddie Damon. And he puts up a high ball. This one on the arc of the 50. And Ollie Greenhill going back and takes it for the Dogs. Second term, as Gus McLeod said, for Jayco Aubrey Wodonga on O&M Live. 102.1 Edge FM this afternoon. Here's Jet Cassidy on the halfback flank. On the outer side or Norm side of the ground. And Jet. Now, what can he pick out here? Short one. Nice to Cade Mimo. Allison right on his tail. How did that inside 50 count end up, Wink, in the opening term?
The Bulldogs led 11-9, Lukey.
Good work for 40 Winks. There's Jace McQuaid coming away for the Rovers. Gets a high ball here to half forward. Big one over the top here from Greenhill. Tom O'Sullivan, nice back to Ollie. And he's beset upon by McCartney. And the umpire will take control.
I thought he was gone there, Lukey. You know when the umpire just gives that jitter in their arms like they're going to pay a free kick that maybe isn't there?
The old death pause.
Yeah. Well, he said give it here and we'll ball it up. We're slightly into attack here, favouring the Rovers. It's going to be Damon and Nugent. He hasn't been smoked in recent weeks, Luke. He's actually been pretty good.
No.
Here's the co-captain, Greenhill. Feeds the ball back to Andrews on the left. Long down the line. Allison, too big. Intercepting in front of Adam Jorgensen. They're on the showground side, the Rovers. They kick laterally. Ball's in the hands of Charlie Thompson. How many for Charlie on the 40 Winks?
This will be number 9 for Charlie. Good for my fantasy side.
He's getting busy. I hope Winky doesn't sack him again after 1 week.
1 week, Wink.
1 week. Switch, Tom Boyd. He's the captain for the Rovers. Great to have him back in the brown and gold at the halfway point. Brings it out wide. Rigoni got a bad bounce. Now regathers some composure. On the right boot, mongrel punt works out okay. Bad bounce for O'Brien. He got Oh, Wilson! He's upside down riding like a horse.
Look at that.
He looks like a jockey who's been thrown off at the Wang Turf Club.
Yeah. That was halfway through a suplex, wasn't it?
It is the Cowboy night at the Wayne Rovers.
It is.
Oh, the Cowboys.
Yeah, cup of head.
Well, I tell you what, Matty Wilson would be a good cowboy. You want to drink rum cans with him, Luke?
How about that, Gussie? Have you ever seen that before?
Oh, it's a human backpack.
Unreal. Here's Murray. The play goes on O'Sullivan. Out to Greenhill and on to Noah Bradshaw. Here they go, the Doggies. Noah going deep towards the pocket, looking for Miller. Couldn't quite get there. Ball bouncing and goes out of bounds. Bobby, have you ever seen that before?
I haven't. Tommy O'Sullivan's coming off and...
He's at the Jats Crackers.
It's the
Bobby.
family jewels,
yep.
And the family jewels ain't so shiny right about now, so
He'll be right. Plenty of O'Sullivan's males in the family anyway.
Yeah, ball back into play. Evans Street ends. A big boundary throw in. Thompson picks it up, trying to weave through. Bout to Damon. Damon clearing kick from the contest. McCartney got rid of his opponent. Philo got taken off the ball. And he'll get the free kick, Brodie. So they're on the half-back flank, the Rovers. They're with possession.
How many for Brodie, David?
That's number 4 for Brodie. He's just working into it.
McCarthy, who's playing half forward today. He's got it centre wing, chipping ball, finds his way to Catapan, who's got rid of the blonde locks. He's all brown on top at the moment. Is Sam on the left. Normally a good kick inside 50. Cooper. Wilson was at the front of the contest. Philo to the top of the goal square. Chasing this one is Thompson. Needs a good bounce. Gets it. Goals it.
Yep.
The Rovers are on the board. It's taken them 28 minutes of footy here, thanks to Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. But Charlie Thompson salutes for the first for the brown and gold.
Case of just weighted numbers there. The Wodonga Wangaratta Rovers have just been shoveling the ball forward and just waiting for the damn water break, and they've got the opportunity to kick a goal. And there's just numbers at the fall of the ball there, and so there's another injury coming off here, boys. There's heavily strapped here.
Well, that's Chuck Thompson.
Chuck Thompson looks like he's.
He just runs like that.
Well, he's got it.
He copped a really nasty knock last week in the Myrtleford game to his leg.
Yeah, it looks like it's heavily bandaged with a bit of padding there as well. So
spent the last quarter on ice, did Charlie Thompson. So watch this space. Good pick up, Bobby.
Yeah, it's taken to the 4.5 minute mark of the second term for the Rovers to get their first major. Philo brought down. Good tackle from Jorgensen. 20 plays 8 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard in the second chapter. Here's Sam Murray. Breaks away from Noel Bradshaw. Ball rolling along the ground here. O'Brien just hacked it off the deck. Bouncing. Nice pick up from Charlie Morrison. Racing through like a freight train. He gets brought down. The man in green to take it. What do you got for us, Bobby, at ground level?
Now, great attack on the ball by the captain of the Wodonga Bulldogs there, Charlie Morris. He had to go. There was numbers coming the other way. He had to take the possession of the footy and stop the ball there.
Bob Jackson for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. Stone left it for Murray. Sammy, did he cop one in the back? Yes, he did.
Played that beautifully,
He
Sam.
did. He played it like a piano. Here's Sammy. Or a keyboard, if you like.
I'd like to see Sam on the keyboard.
Yeah, it would be nice. There's McCarthy through his hands over the back. Wilson, look at that. Just palmed off Christie. Looping hand pass over the top to Will Bradshaw. On to Mimo. That was nice work to Cassidy. They lead 20-8 at the moment on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, the Doggies.
Cassidy tries to find Burke, who tracked it back with Jakes McQuaid as his backpack. Out of bounds in front of the Sullivan Light Tower, 50 metres from Bulldogs goal. Bob Jackson, Corowa Tiles.
Yeah, Tomo's still. Charlie Thompson's still sitting on the bench there, so I'm just keeping a close eye on that injury he's got on his left leg, just above the knee. So just keep an eye on that.
Watch this space. The first goal kicker straight to the pine for the Rovers. Boundary throw in. Nice work from Lewis. Tried to find Damon, bit low for the big fella. On hands and knees, Yelland entertains the party. And we'll have a stoppage once again. 45-degree angle, 40 metres out for the Wodonga Bulldogs. They lead this contest 3-2-20 to 1-2-8. Thanks to CMV Truck and Bus at the WJ Finlay Oval in Wangaratta. Damon won the tap. Sharked by Noah Bradshaw on the non-preferred. Top of the goal square for the Rovers. Big contest. Boyd, here's a go. Snapping on goal. Ruben Burke on the right. He got it. This youngster can play. You're not getting him in the D50, Brad Thompson. He's a bona fide forward. Ruben Burke salutes, and the Bulldogs have kicked 4.
That's a quality finish, and Ruben Burke, his chances of getting a lot of possessions today are going to be limited because he's got a quality a back 6 unit in the Wangaratta Rovers, but when he gets his chance, he's got to take it. And that was a quality finish. The ball was scrappy and dirty on the ground, but he gathered that, and it was a beautiful snapshot over his left shoulder. That was perfect.
Tommy O'Sullivan's back on the ground, boys, and straight into the centre clearance for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Yeah, there he is, Ruben Burke, the man we spoke so much about in the pre-game. So talented, beautiful goal to the Evans Street end. And wonderfully called by Gus McLeod for the Northo. Look at this, Winner Irving. Gee, the Dogs, they are just hot at the moment, Bobby.
He's a real workhorse, this guy. He's working hard up and down the lines. He's provides a really strong target for the Wodonga Bulldogs coming out of their D50, and it'd be nice to see fellas like this get the reward with a mark inside 50. He's not confident of the distance though.
Kyle, that's come off the boot in a very unfashionable way.
Did it hit the boot at all, Luke?
Well, that was knee.
And Stone has been wrapped up there inside 50, 30 out from the Evans Street end.
Your man, Winky, Winter Irving.
Yep.
Called for him to lift on the Stats Don't Lie podcast.
Yeah, he obviously didn't listen with that kick.
Oh, dear.
Oh, jeez.
And a backhanded too. And there's Biller. He's taken down on the arc. So, again, the umpire to take it. What else you got, Wink?
That was Dan Vicaro. Went pretty hard at Kyle.
Right.
Jeez, he's backed over it.
Yeah.
Okay. Why not throw your mate under the bus when you've got an opportunity?
He's no mate of mine, Looky. Just a work colleague.
Well, there you go. And Murray, he's taken in a tackle also.
I have learnt that the boys that work with Dan Vaccaro call him the appendix. He's there, but he's not essential and he's not required. Oh. You can remove him and the show goes on.
Appendix.
The appendix. We love you, Vax. Number 1 or number 2 stats man, depending on the day. Ball's in dispute now. The Rovers are trying to hack it forward. At the back is O'Brien. He lurked, but Wilson. This is Matt onto O'Sullivan. The Dogs feed it out to Miller. Miller on the right. Standing start inside 50. Jorgensen's got space. And he's got a mark. Adam Jorgensen. 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. This for a look at the Doggies' 5th.
Just one thing I've noticed today, boys, Tommy Millers just seems to be playing a little bit high today. He's getting a lot of touches up through the midfield and up around the wing and being really creative through that way. We know he's a clever forward when he's deep, and he often gets called upon to play that role forward, but that was a quality piece of play there.
Adam Jorgensen looking for the 5th and back-to-back goals for the Bulldogs. It's low, but it's straight. Adam Jorgensen extends the margin to 24 points for the visitors, and that's thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. They look all out of sorts, the Rovers.
Just been beaten around the contest, and whenever Wodonga get a clean run at it, their possessions are so much cleaner, and they're hitting targets, providing their forwards with some really good service, and the space that they're getting in their forward 50 has to be a real concern for the Wangaratta Rovers. But I've got a question for Luke Francis. Has Ruben Burke replaced young Mimo as your number 1 man?
Oh, Bobby, let's not go too far. But I love the question.
It's only the second term. Still got half a footy.
I love the question, Bobby Jackson, for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. Now here, we're going to have another stoppage. Are we right of his centre? Sharon not coming out of that. And the ball's going to be balled up again. Yeah, well, two opposite ends of the spectrum, Bobby. Mimo, a small man, and Burke, the tall man. But
is there room for both in your heart?
Well, I think there is, Gussie. Ball out wide here. Let's have a look. Bouncing onto the flank. Will Bradshaw got pushed off it. Matt Wilson down low, got shoveled out the side. Sammy on to Thompson. Handballs over the top to Xavier Allison. Out the back now to Dylan Wilson. Dylan, low ball. Cooper, good hands in front of Charlie Morrison. Now he's 50 out. It's a tricky angle. He just lobs it up. Christie at the back in a one-on-one and takes the mark. Too good, too strong, too easy.
Clean football there. Cooper took a nice contested mark, no signs of a sore shoulder there, and clean, quick footy into the mismatch that they'll be looking for with Christie up against the smaller opponent in Gabe Crothers, and he kicked it perfectly to the strong side for Big Will, and put down your glasses type of shot at goal here.
Absolutely. So the margin at 24 at the moment. This is to bring it back to an even 3 goals, and he kicks it well, Christie. The margin at 18. The Doggies lead on the CMV Trucker Bus scoreboard.
It's a really tight contest that we've got over at the Lamington Sports Ground. Cora Rutherland currently lead 5 goals, 1-31 to 4 goals, 4-28 at Lamington. Wodonga Raiders 2 goals, 3-15. Lead Yarrawonga 1 goal, 2-8. And at the Albury Sports Ground, they lead the Wangaratta Magpies 4 goals, 2-26 to 3 goals, 4-22.
Around the ground, thanks to Evolution Roofing. Nice work there from David Wink. I tell you what, Cora would be very happy with that return. They were down by 4 goals, and looks like they've kicked a few on the trot there, David.
5 goals, 1, and I'm just looking up to see how many Caelan Bradkey's got.
I'm going to guess
5.
I'll go 4.
Come on, David. Read the room.
This ruck raffle. Come on, man.
It's just recharging his phone.
He's got 3.
He's got 3.
Okay. He split the middle. So we've got a ruck raffle here. It's going to go the way of Tom Johnson, Bob.
Yeah, good luck.
The ruck raffle. In the centre, he's going to call a 50. Ed Damon come off his mark.
No, he leapt off.
Oh, I reckon he come off his mark as well. Might have been a buy one, get one free sort of scenario here, Bobby. And nonetheless,
and that's not 50.
Tom Johnson, that's a really good 50. That's about 60 metres, I reckon. Tom Johnson well within range. He'll kick 45 metres directly in front.
He's been real crafty playing that second ruck role when the big little whale is off the field, and he's experienced around the ground, both behind the footy, and today he's playing up front a little bit, is invaluable to this young Wodonga Bulldogs crew.
Mario, who fed us schnitzel burgers and chips before the game, said he's going to sub himself in at half-time and maybe plays a key forward.
Oh, he shanked it.
Tommy Johnson, well, he got enough purchase on it, but he's hit the stick. He's hit the stick, big Tommy J. A minor score for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Goalpost has been straightened up since we were last here, Angus.
Yeah, it certainly has. Ball's in the back pocket now for the Rovers. It's with Sam Murray over the top, and they're going to exit D50 here, looking by Cleland.
Yeah, Smith just got the kick away in time. Bradshaw, look at that. He flicked one over his head. Goes again, does Jacob. Bootlace level. Wilson's got him now. He's in trouble. Umpire's going to call it. Okay, so a good call in the end. Just right of a centre here. 33 plays 14. 5-3 plays 2-2. Dogs up at WJ Finlay in round 9. You're listening to O&M Live on 102.1 Edge FM. There's Allison down low. Ball comes out to Thompson. Miller just fumbling at bootlace level. Damon over the top of him. And the umpire again to take it. Gus McLeod calling for the Norvo Hotel. We've got David Wink on the 40-wing stat sheet. And Bobby Jackson, boundary side for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical on a beautiful day in Wangaratta. An absolute cracker. There's Mimo. Tom O'Sullivan. Well, that one just hoiked up in the air. Falls away at Gill. Tried to get it to Bradshaw. Will searching away for it. Got taken off the footy.
He's done well there, boys. He had 4 to beat there, young Bradshaw, and he's done well. He's milked the free kick, and that was a situation that was going pear-shaped real quickly.
Yeah, it was smart. He didn't take possession, did he, Bobby?
No, correct.
Switches on. It's with the goal kicker in Jorgensen on the right. Chiseling ball out the back of the contest. Well read by Rigoni. Fed it to Justin Lewis, who's playing halfback. Turnover into the hands of Noah Bradshaw. I reckon that Sam Catapan was caught napping there, Bob, and Noah Bradshaw picked his pocket.
Geez, maybe. I'm just concerned about the skill level of the Rovers at the moment. They just a little bit off the boil with the ball in hand. I've never seen them this fumbly. I've never seen them this unclean with the footy. So this is something they'll need to fix up in a hurry.
Sam Murray's got to go to half-back for mine just to stop that part of the game. In the meantime, Bradshaw, Noah, missing to the left for the minor score. So another let-off for the Rovers. The Dogs move to 5-4. The Rovers 2-2 thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. Kicking duties with Allison.
Geez, these last 2 goals they should have kicked, and they could put a real gap amongst the score on the scoreboard. They'll be ruining those misses, hopefully.
Catapan, 40 out from goal at the Evans Street end. Their own defensive goal. Back to Allison. Xavier with it. Short again to Catapan, so they're a little indecisive now. They come and want to work it to the clubroom side. Sammy Murray, look at that free kick to Smith. Magnificent. Joel with possession. Loops one over the top to Rigoni. Under high pressure, gets a kick away. Helicopter kick. Sidewinder. Damon dropped an easy mark. Nugent, yeah, they're a little off the Rovers. Sorochinski couldn't take that one in. Rigoni goes again. Sorochinski, nice work. Tenacious, he might be in trouble now. Dove over it. Umpire's going to let him off.
Around the grounds for Evolution Roofing, Myrtleford have kicked out. They lead 39-17, and the Albury Tigers, they lead the Magpies by 1 point. I tell you what, few topsy-turvy games all over the shop. The Raiders lead the Yarrawonga Pigeons by 2 goals as well. Sorochinski on the right, dumping kick up to half forward. Miller and Lewis beat the lot of them, bounce sideways. Winter Irving, the fridge on legs, retreats. Back to Bradshaw, inside 50. That was Noah. Tom Johnson went the old Biffo. Who said the Biffo's gone in footy? Now the back of the contest for the Rovers. It's Lewis. Dinky chipping kick. He's turned it over again. 2 in a minute. Justin Lewis would love to hit the rewind button. And I think it's O'Sullivan. It is. Tom O'Sullivan will have a set shot. 50 metres out, slide angle.
Just when you're making a few mistakes, you don't want to make another, and the safe option would have been kicking to the fat side out on the spare wing on the far side scoreboard side, but took the risky kick.
Looking for his seconds, Tom O'Sullivan, Evans Street end, good purchase. Is he going to bend back?
Yep.
It's hooking, and it's there. Tommy O'Sullivan kicks his second, and the Bulldogs kick their 6th. 6-4-40. To 2-2-14, the Doggies are running away in the second term for J.K. Albury Wodonga.
The best thing for the coaching staff here at Wodonga is that the way the midfield are playing, it's enabling blokes like Matty Wilson to play across half-back and give him that safety net across half-back. And Jorgensen's playing a lot more minutes in the midfield today, which allows that sort of thing to happen. And they've got a well-balanced setup here at the moment, Wodonga, and Rovers need to react really quick, otherwise this is getting out of hand.
Yeah, it's a 26-point lead.
Game high.
To the Wodonga Bulldogs. They are carving it up at WJ Finlay. Here come the Rovers now. Catapan short. This is better to O'Brien. Got to get something out of this. Gee, that's a low ball for Cooper. He had to work. Morrison flicks it over his head by a hand. Wilson held on to it for a while. Got it away to Greenhill. Right foot around his body. Gill in a one-on-one. Ball over the back. Cassidy faked the hand pass to Gill. Now he kicks it. Boyd coming at this. Takes the mark for the Rovers. He's got Sammy Murray on. Inboard to the corridor. Now Dylan Stone wants it. Sammy, he's going to go to him now. So he's got some room out here. Here goes Stone. He just pauses for a moment. Comes back to Sammy. So they're going to reset. At the moment, 40 plays 14. Oh, no, look at this. Turned over to Johnson. Now O'Sullivan's ducked out the back. Tommy goes to him now. He's got him. Yep, O'Sullivan running in. Rovers in all sorts of trouble. And that is 3, would you believe, for Tom O'Sullivan. Unreal.
Gee, that's uncharacteristic of the leader, Sammy Murray. Just it was as if he didn't see Tommy Johnson. He's popped up centre wing like he didn't see him, and the pro kicked it out in front of Tommy O'Sullivan. Geez, he ran hard. He was basically next to Tommy Johnson when he marked that, and he bolted for 40 metres, and he burned off Xavier Allison like he was standing still. The Dogs are on here, boys, and unfortunately the Rovers aren't.
14 disposals and 3 goals in the first half to Tom O'Sullivan. He's absolutely on fire.
I tell you what, who thought this one was going to be the close one? I did. Certainly didn't expect the margin to be out this big. The Rovers have got to respond, and they need to respond now. Murray takes matters into his own hands inside 50. Ooh. Free kick against Morrison. I reckon he's paid a 50.
Someone slipped off.
It was the captain himself, Charlie Morrison, who was not happy with that free kick, and Nathan Cooper will get marked to the top of the square.
Yeah, undisciplined. We assume it's the captain. You've got the opposition right where you want them. You don't want to give away a cheap free goal that took up no time off the clock. That's frustrating, but that's why you've worked so hard to get a nice lead that you can have a little hiccup and rebound pretty quickly.
Nathan Cooper goals for the Wangaratta Rovers. They've got their third. Margins back to 26 points. O'Sullivan's goal automatically cancelled out. Here on O&M Live, it's thanks to JK Albury Wodonga, and this is one of the more bizarre games of football I've been at. It's got everything, Lukey.
Yeah, Gussie, so the Rovers really need the next 2 before the long break if they are to work their way back into this one. 46 playing 20.
I've just had Jack Stefani call me, boys. He's called this one early, said we should go home at half-time.
Oh, gee.
That's how happy he is with it.
Well,
not sure I agree with you, Joffa, but the Wodonga Bulldogs have started red hot.
I'll be going the Northo.
That'll be one. Joffa wearing a gold jacket. There's Jorgensen to Yellen. Out wide to Greenhill. Short. Nice to Bradshaw. And here goes Will. Sends it into the pocket. Let's have a look. Burke down there. Oh, just in front of Jace McQuaid. Mimo down low. Rigoni, he got a handball out. Mimo, look at that. Weaving through. Out to Jorgensen. Got ridden into the ground. Thompson gets one back to Rigoni. Like the look of him. He's been good, Jez. Good kick out wide. Oh, just turns it over. Jake Bradshaw dropped it. Wilson goes in. McCarthy after him. Back to Bradshaw. Jake on the left. Oh, good fist away there by Lewis at the back. Dove picks it up, though. Goes short. Look at that. Oh, Ruben Burke dropped it. Jace McQuaid, ball sees a chalk just outside 50, Evans Street ends.
That was good by Jake Bradshaw on the wing. He was the odd man out, but geez, he worked it into a 2-on-2 that ended up winning the ball with him and Matty Wilson on centre wing and got the ball inside 50, where they probably should have done a little bit better than what they did with Wodonga.
22 minutes gone here thanks to Mac. As if you just joined the broadcast, the Bulldogs have stunned the Rovers with a hot start. They lead by 26 points, the maroon and white, over the brown and gold. Now the ball's in dispute. O'Brien, he's one of the fittest players in the comp and he's got it. Takes 2 bounces, running towards half forward in front of their broadcast position. On the left boot, beautiful kick, bit too much for Damon. Out the back of the contest, Cooper's got some work to do. Should have given away a free kick, umpire says no. McCarthy, head over the football, gets a stoppage, well done. The Bulldogs, they survive a scare. I tell you what, it's a scary sight when Lockie O'Brien's running inside 50 with Sharon in hand. Up goes the footy. Damon, he won the tap down for the Rovers. Taken high, Catapan.
Oh.
Free kick. It's against the Bulldogs. And it's going to be a free kick to Sam Catapan for a high 25 metres out slide angle.
I reckon that Lockie O'Brien's moved forward to the footy too, boys, to give him a little bit of movement across that half-forward line. And the last couple of times the ball's gone inside 50, he's had a bit of a hand in that. So a bit of a change there structurally.
So the ball is in the hands of Sam Catapan, the left footer, for back-to-back Rovers goals.
Whoa.
He's missed. Massive let-off. 3 goals, 3 the Rovers. The Bulldogs, 7 goals, 4. Thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. 23 gone for Maccas.
Yeah, back to a 25-point margin. Doggies up here as we work up towards a long break. Johnson, great mark. Did well, and Tom goes short. Out to another Tom. Here's Miller on the move. Handballs it over the top of Ledger and gets Yelland. Here goes Jack. Doggies low inside 50. Evans Street and Burke couldn't get down low enough. Nice work from Boyd. Got it on to Dalzotto. And away goes Jai looking for Wilson. Nice fist away from Ollie Greenhill. He's done some good things so far in the first half. Miller, here's Yelland. Out wide to Soroczynski. Now what can they do here? They want to retreat. They give up some territory. Back to Tommy Johnson. Now Wilson mans the mark here, so 7-4-46, plays 3-3-21 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Wodonga Football Club lead, and Lewis has taken the mark on the half-back flank for the Rovers.
Around the grounds, Evolution Roofing. It's Corowa by 9 over Lavington and Albury by 1 over the Magpies. A 9-point lead also to Myrtleford over the North Albury Hoppers. Here in Wangaratta, 25-point lead to the Dogs. Ball's in dispute, showground side. Wilson head over the footy, got 3 Dogs to beat. Soroczynski wraps him up. Umpire says we'll ball it up. Right in front of the Murray Bushrangers hub, if you're familiar with the WJ Finlay Oval. Showground side, half forward for the Dogs. Here in the second term, thanks to Jayco Albury-Wodonga. Jump in at Jayco. Tell you what, the Rovers would have minded Jayco to jump in at half time if this keeps going. Muzz is going to deliver an almighty spray. At half forward, Stone turned over. Yelland for the Dogs. Finds Tom Johnson via a hand who works his way around the telephone box. Wilson, clever vision, spits it out wide. He finds Soroczynski, then back onto Yelland.
And Jack goes with a 25-metre kick. It's a beauty. Picks up Tom Miller. Now he's got a player on back in the corridor, and that is Winner Irving. So Kyle is about to wind up, and he launches one in. Let's have a look down there. Burke, no. I went to ground. Here goes Jorgensen, yeah, they've got another. Oh, gee, put some mustard on these hot dogs. 2 goals.
Lead the run to 20. Seeing that coming. David Wink, some
2 goals along with Tommy Miller, who's .102. You won't.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee.
The ropes. Yeah, beautiful.
It's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
There's a home, there's
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Yeah, WJ Finlay Oval, round 9, and what a blistering start from the Wodonga Bulldogs, the visiting team here in round 9 at WJ Finlay. Unreal, 8-4-52, 8-4-52. They lead the Wang Rovers 3-3-21 at the long break. Halftime show for Maccas. Bobby Jackson's here, so too is David Wink. Boys, my goodness, didn't they blow the Rovers out of the water?
I just pointed to a little number on my sheet to in regards to a pre-game discussion that we had. Wink was 80 points was the number.
Yeah.
Well, Wodonga are well and truly on the way with 52 points on the board. I'd like to see the stats throughout the last couple of years in regards to their scores at half time, but they look slick. They look miserly in defence. They look sharp around the ball. They look dangerous every time they go inside 50. But on the flip side, Rovers look the exact opposite. They sloppy around the stoppage. They make mistakes in the back 50, and the targets inside 50 are hit and miss. So real concerns for the Rovers at halftime, Winky. And I'm not sure whether your stats support that argument, but gee whiz, they've got some real concerns.
Absolutely. What we'll do, Wink, we'll get our Albury Vital Air quarters best for the second. What do you got for us, mate?
Well, Tommy O'Sullivan, he was fantastic in that quarter. He had 7 disposals, kicked the 2 goals, and was just involved in everything. anything wrong with Adam Jorgensen. He had 6 disposals and kicked 2 goals, playing probably a lot more in the midfield than we've seen so far this year. Matty Wilson looks like he's playing across half back, so Jorgensen and Tommy Miller look like they're sort of taking a few midfield minutes and sort of chopping out there, and both of those guys are having a terrific game. Tommy Miller's been brilliant too, and so is Jack Yelland. I know, Bob, you mentioned him earlier. He's been fantastic. And for the Wang Rovers, Charlie Thompson, he had that 9 disposals in that quarter. So did Sam Murray, but probably the impact hasn't been as what they usually, as high as they usually are when they have those sort of numbers. So the Wodonga Bulldogs, they're all over from here.
Yeah, the turnovers, we don't keep the turnovers stat, but geez, that'd be an intriguing stat right about now in regards to not only the turnovers in total, but where they turn the footy over. There's a lot of back half 50 turnovers that really put some pressure under their D50, and they just keep pumping the ball back inside 50.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're sharp at the moment, the Dogs, and they're playing with energy, Bobby, aren't they? And as we said last week in the post-game, they look like a fit team. Like they'll well and truly run this game out. So it's upon the Rovers now to respond. And how do they do that? Because I've noticed too, they have been winning the ball out of the centre quite often, but it just seems to fall apart across half forward.
Will the game at Myrtleford play a toll on the Rovers in regards to the heavy track that they played on last week compared to the fast, slick ground at the sports ground that the Dogs played on? So, yeah, it's intriguing to see how Sam goes about it at half-time and what sort of coaching he does. It's quite easy to go in and peel the paint off the walls and say, right, no, but or go the other way and let's say, right, let's solve some problems here. Let's get some solutions in front of us and let's cut this lead in half by 3/4 time and give us something to look into in that last quarter.
I don't think Muzz is the sort of coach to go in there and tear the strips off me. He's a real positive guy. I think he's got very direct feedback when required. But
methodical, yep.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be downstairs at the moment going ballistic and saying he's going to be looking at going, righto boys, we're double up in the centre clearances, we're heading these areas, we need to lift in these areas, and we're right back in this. I think that's the sort of coach he is. He's not the sort of coach, in my opinion, that would go in there screaming and yelling, and guys don't respond to that these days anyway, so I don't think that would be the case, but he'll be looking for the positives that they have been, but I reckon he might be having a bit more of a look to try to find the positives than he normally would have to.
You reckon he might have some one-on-one quiet little conversations with a couple of his prime moves and a couple of his right-hand men and say, right, I need you to lift here. I need you to be a little bit cleaner. There's a couple of guys that we spoke about off here. I'm not sure whether we're game enough to go on here with, but I reckon he might just nudge him and say, listen, pal, I need a bit of a lift out of you. So he might deliver it that way, you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, surely we've got to see a spike from them here in the third term. I mean, they've given nothing up until this point. Like for the Rovers, like they're such a quality team, and Flatters attacked last week, and again they haven't responded. So it's upon them now. I mean, the Wodonga Bulldogs. I mean, they are just a team in form.
I've got to put my hand up, boys. I didn't give the Wodonga Bulldogs anywhere near enough credit.
No one, I don't
coming
think
into the season, then with the way they started the season, but watching them last week, I drove away last week going, they grounded out. It wasn't pretty, but sometimes you have to do that, and that's how you have to win. And I thought, maybe they're a side that just fronts up and gets the job done. But the way they're playing today, this is an exciting brand of footy, and it's hard to stop.
Well, I've seen a little bit of them the last month, and also the back end of last year, where they were a grind and bunch, a bash and crash sort of side. But the last little period, that's a really good brand of footy out there. You did right, and in conjunction with the tackle club that they got going and the congested footy and contested footy that they can play, they've got every right to be thereabouts. And with the competition as it is, this stands up. This really stands up. This brand of footy.
Yeah, let's go around the grounds for Evolution Roofing in the other games today in round 9 in the O&M. And at the moment, the Saints lead at Button Park at half time. It's 6-3-39 to North Albury's 4-5-29. So they're up by 10 points, the Saints. Panthers and the Roos. It's Corowa. Rutherglen at the long break. 44 plays 31. 7-2 plays 4-7. 44-31. The Roos up. Now, this one, the Pigeons have got back on top. over the Raiders. So they lead 26-16, 26-16, 4-2 to 2-4. And at the moment, a 1-point lead of the Albury Tigers over the Wang Maggies, 36-35, 5-6 plays. 5-5. What do you tell from that story at the moment, Bobby, and the other games around the grounds?
It's a mixed bag. We're talking about inconsistency in the pre-match. Gus was asked the hard-hitting question of who, is Myrtleford the most inconsistent side? Well, they're 10 points in front of North Albury, and then you've got Lavington down. It's so hard to find out who is the inconsistent side. Are we giving the competition enough credit in regards to it being even? So therefore, the inconsistencies are there every week. It's tough, but it's great for the competition that these results are. Who knows what the ladder's going to look like at the end of the day with the results that we've got in front of us right here, right now. We could have, as I said, Gus laughed in my face and called me an absolute buffoon when I said there could be. Don't get on the microphone.
He's going for the headset, Gus McLeod. No, he's leaving it.
There could be he's going for the Monster Energy instead.
There could be 6 teams on
Skulls
6-3. And he called me an absolute, what? But anyway, that's the nature of this competition, and we're wrapped that it's going this way. But it's good to watch. And we don't have goal kickers, boys, for the first half.
Let's go, Bobby.
Goal kickers for the first half. We got Tommy O'Sullivan, who's kicked the 3. Adam Jorgens has kicked the 2. So 2 unlikely goals, multiple goal scorers there for the Dogs. Ruben Burke's kicked the 1. Also, Noah Spiteri's kicked the single as well for the Wang Rovers. We've got singles to Nathan Cooper, Will Christie and Charlie Thompson. So there's the goal scorers for the first half here at WJ Finlay Oval.
Beautiful work from Bobby Jackson and David Wink. Rightio, we'll get to a break here at WJ Finlay. Very interesting situation. Can the Rovers work their way back into this one on 102.1 Edge FM? At the moment, it's the Doggies 8-4-52, but the Wang Rovers 3-3-21. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
On Edge FM.
You certainly are with Edge FM, and what a halftime show. One of the best. Thanks to Maccas, Luke Francis, David Wink, Bobby J, just doing some of their best work, and I'm rejoining the broadcast team after copping a few drive-bys in the halftime show, but that's okay.
That's okay, Gussie.
Deserved.
Nothing like the old early crow. Gee, it'd be funny if a few things go the way I thought they were. I tell you what, have we got the most bizarre round of football unfailing in front of us right here, right now?
Yeah, it's possible, I suppose. That's possible.
Tell you what, I put a dampener in my opinion there. Look,
I just reckon the Rovers.
Yeah, they're not going to roll over.
Yeah, they couldn't. They couldn't, could they? Not the Premiers.
They've got another punch to throw here, but
yeah.
I'm with you, Gussie. I thought doing the tips this week it was
easy.
Yeah, quite easy. No week's easy because I think I'm about 4 behind everyone else. But it was pretty clear cut, and I think we all pretty much tipped the same.
You're timing your run though, Wink. You're timing your run.
Yeah, well, I'm running out of runway there, Lukey, because I am well behind. I'm just waiting for Gus to send his into the group WhatsApp, and then I'm just copying him for the rest of the
is that your way you do it?
Well, that's what I'm going to do from now on. But
okay.
This week that wouldn't have worked because there's upsets all over the place, and it just shows how good a competition that we have.
A few injury updates from the first term. We know that Tom O'Sullivan caught one in the you-know-what, Bobby. He looks to be okay, as does Nathan Cooper, who departed the ground in the first contest following what looked to be a shoulder or a wrist complaint, if not both. He's kicked a goal since then, Bobby, and he looks to be okay.
Yeah, I spoke to Kyle Raven at quarter time and also just caught up with him as we walked off at half time, and he looks like he's okay.
So
happy with it.
Gussie, have we heard from the FUD? How many would the FUD have?
FUD would have had 10 by now. And it sounds like he's had 10 cans over in the west. They are 3 hours behind us, so it's just gone midday over in Perth. Hit that GoPro for me, David. We'll get a nice couple of photos of your mug.
Just what the people want.
Ask and you shall receive. Here we go, the third term on O&M Live. It's for Albury Wodonga MG.
Yeah, the Dogs lead by 31 points. Noel Bradshaw clearing kick out of the middle, inside 50. Bar reserve in, here's Tom Boyd, and he gets it onto that right boot. Into the path here of O'Brien. Cassidy, though, trying to get front spot. Well done by Lockie. Gets it on the hand and then sends it to Brodie Philo. He gets it on the boot. They go inside 50. Christie, yes. This is the way they needed to start the term. Bob Jackson.
Exactly, yeah, a couple of prime movers, Boyd and Philo into Christie. So the big names have combined there, and as we said in the halftime show, I think a few of their big boys, big names and big best players need to have a bit more of a positive influence on the way that they are playing and the way they move the footy, and there's no more evidence there than that passage of play. That's what good players do, they take responsibility.
So are the Rovers on the way back? They trail by 31. It's now 25. They start their comeback. Wiki.
Just their fifth mark inside forward 50 for the Wang Rovers. They average 11 for the season. So that's a stat that's been well down today. Will Christie's a big mover in that area, and he's taken a big clunk there, gone back and kicked it. And I said just before the ball went up that the Rovers have got another punch to throw, and I think this game, they get the next one here, Rovers, it might be going back on.
11 goals for the season. coming into today's game. He's now got 13. 2 majors for Will Christie, and the dream start for the Rovers. First goal within 90 seconds thanks to Maccas. Back in the middle. Winning this ball was Murray. Got it onto Big Ed Damon, who just hacks it forward. But sitting in the hole nicely was Matt Wilson, who's racking up the 40 winks. David, how many for Wilson?
14 for Matt so far.
I'd imagine he's the leader for the Bulldogs.
Tommy O'Sullivan's got 15.
Well, this will be getting him right up there on the leaderboard. Wilson, not many options to get to, so he's just going to run around in a bit of a circle there. In the end, he finds a good option. It's Tom Johnson between half-back and centre wing here for the Bulldogs. Not Tom's best kick. That's going to go out of bounds on the full. Now it's going to bounce across the chalk in front of the Peter Bowen home scoreboard, which is starting to look a little bit more favourable for the brown and gold. They trail this contest 4-3-27 to the Dogs, 8-4-52 on O&M Live.
Gus McLeod calling for the Northo Hotel. 102.1 Edge FM. This is O&M Live. There's Johnson. Sammy Murray trying to steal it back. A throw's been called. And Sammy went down. He's going to receive the kick and he takes off.
50-metre penalty.
Okay.
No advantage.
Yeah. So Sam Murray's going to get the ball back. Need one out of this. 52 plays 27. Sam Murray, what can he produce on that lethal left foot? He might even go for home, will he? So the man on the mark, I reckon he might even load up and have a shot here, Sammy.
He'll have to kick at 58, I reckon, Luke.
Let's have a look. Here he is. One of the stars of the O&M. Sam Murray, the reigning premiership coach, and he lines up from 55. I tell you what, hands to it. Ball's gone through for 1 minus score. So 52 plays 28. 52 plays 28. Dogs up at WJ Finlay on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard.
3.5 gone for Maccas. Ball's in the hands of the captain, Charlie Morrison, in the pocket for the Dogs, and he finds Jet Cassidy with his right. Across half-back, clubroom side of the WJ Finlay. Nice weighted kick. Tom Boyd just didn't read that overly well. Almost got a fingertip on it. And Bobby J's got a 40 winks. A 40 winks disposal for you, Bobby Jackson.
That was a throw, Bobby.
It was a throw. That's the first touch I've had in about 15, 20 years, boys.
And it was an incorrect disposal.
Yes.
Come on, Bobby. You're better than that.
No different than when I played.
Thanks to Corowa better. Here's O'Sullivan for the Dogs. Over the top to Noah Bradshaw. Handball missed his target. The Rovers intercept. Wilson onto Charlie Thompson. Non-preferred. Top of the goal square. Well read at the back of the contest. Not the best kick there from Chuck. Crothers kicks out wide. He finds Morrison. Exiting defensive. 50 balls in the hands of Bradshaw. This is Will.
Goes short to Noah, his brother. Xavier Allison mans the mark. So the Dogs working it and casting it right out wide along the outer side. Here's Jack Yelland. Half forward flank for the Dogs. They lead 52-28 on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard. We're in the third term. It's brought to you by Albury Wodonga MG. Yelland goes in. Burke, front spot. Jorgensen, right foot. Turns it around his body. Cassidy through his hands. Through for 1 minus score. Okay, so 53 plays 28 now. 53 plays 28. Doggies up on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard.
Fullback, Murray's got the kicking duties. Keep eyes on where he's playing, Bob. I reckon he'll float behind the ball here to give him a bit of drive.
Possibly.
Out wide, the kick went from Del Zotto. He found Dylan Stone. Game number 150 for Stoney today. A stalwart of the Rovers, now a premiership player. Across half-back, the ball's in the hands of Alex McCarthy. For the Rovers, on the right, narrow kick in towards a bit of space. Got some work to do here as Wilson. He left it behind. Inside 50 go the Rovers. Nice looking kick it was from Schulte. Ball's in dispute. Christie trying to find a handball target. Wilson's got the left, snapping across his body. The goalkeeper on the last line of defence. That was Greenhill. Now Bradshaw exits defensive 50. Yallen's got some work to do. Damon sees it across the chalk, and Jake Bradshaw showed nice composure there to save a look on goal for the Bulldogs. Boundary throwing 60 metres out from the Hawks goal.
Yeah, we'll have a boundary throw-in, so just right as centre wing on the broadcast side. Boundary umpire with a one-hander, just bowls it into play. There's Damon, left hand to it. Thompson, Yellen goes through. Ball came out the side. Johnson, nice body work. Catapan over him now.
Oh, jeez.
Over the shoulder. That was a quick call, Bobby.
Yeah, the old pro got himself in the right position to get that. He's up against it today, the old pro. He's got Ed Damon, who's a man mountain, and he'll use all his tricks, old Tommy Johnson. He'll be right.
Bob Jackson for Corowa Tiles, and Corowa Better Electrical. Yellen takes
Jeez,
the
he's
mark.
been good, this fella, today. He's been real good.
Here's Jack. Now he's asking for someone to lead at him. He's trying to find some space at the moment. Oh, squaring kick.
Come on, Bob.
Winner Irving picks it up. And now they turn it over. So they're away, the Rovers. Here goes Sammy Murray. Philo wants it. Gets it now. He's under pressure here from Johnson. They clamp it in. And the umpire will take it.
He just hesitated there, Bob, didn't he, Sam Murray? That's very uncharacteristic from Muzz, but also the Rovers.
Exactly. You've hit the nail on the head, and that was the first words that were going to come out of my head. That's not like Sam Murray. He's usually pretty methodical with his thoughts.
Just got to go back to basics here, the Rovers, and that'll take care of itself. Tracking it towards the boundary. Stone received the handball. Got it from Schulte. High up and under. Out of bounds on the full. It's going to be Jake Bradshaw here for the Bulldogs to bring it back into play. Not many options presenting. Pretty congested attacking line in front of him. Now the ball's in the hands of Greenhill. He's going to retreat into D50 for the Bulldogs. Gabe Crothers. He's gone the number one all over. He finds the captain across left half back. It's Morrison hugging the boundary line to Noah Bradshaw. How many for Noah, David?
Give me a minute, Gus.
Get your calculator out, David. That kick wasn't his best. It's been spoiled out of bounds for a boundary throw-in via Lockie O'Brien.
14 for Noah.
On the 40-wing stat sheet here on O&M Live, 8-5-53 the Bulldogs to the Rovers 4-4-28. Thanks to Peter Bowen-Holmes. Will bring the ball back into play, true centre wing.
Yeah, they've been in full control since the outset, the maroon and white. Here's Gill. Oh, just got shoved out of the way by Sam Murray. And Sammy on that left foot, he sends it inside 50, Evans Street and Christie. Oh, just dropped it. And now coming away, Morrison gets it on to Wilson. Chips one over the top. Nice work. And finding Gill, so Riley, he looked back inboard to Noel Bradshaw. The corridor kick was on. Dried up now. Gill goes right down the line on the outer side here. McQuay got up high, and then nice recovery to get it inboard to Catapan. Jet Cassidy comes in, interrupts the play, steals the ball. Winner Irving takes the mark. Oh, gee. So a real telling point in this game at the moment, Bobby Jackson. If Winter Irving was to kick this, by gee, to make it hard for the Rovers.
Yeah, they are, and Wodonga just preying on any little mistake Rovers are making, and when they make that mistake, they're amplifying it by just the amount of pressure they're putting on the ball that's in dispute, and they're getting results inside 50.
Looking at his third goal for the season, Kyle Winter Irving, look at that, steers it straight through. By gee, this team's in good form, Bobby, unreal.
Yeah, and the big fella, he's getting the reward for the hard work we spoke about in the first half. He's a workhorse, a Brady Myercheck sort of player where he's working up and down the lines and doing all the grunt work that no one else wants to do. And there's his little reward. He found some space inside 50, and that's been the passage of play for mine. Is throughout the day, is the forward 50 is very open for the Wodonga Bulldogs, and they seem to find a lot of space when the ball comes in.
The Wodonga Bulldogs have gone inside 50 2 times for a goal. Wang Rovers 5 times. They've got a goal as well, but not taking advantage of this time they have in their forward half, early stage of this third quarter.
31-point lead thanks to Peter Bowen-Holmes as we wait for the footy to get retreated. It's in the bar reserve. So we'll go around the grounds thanks to Evolution Roofing. Myrtleford versus North Albury. This game is just starting to open up a little bit here. You can catch that on Snap Print Solutions or, of course, on 1494 2AY. It's a 10-point lead to the Myrtleford Alpine Saints. Corowa, they lead Lavington by 15 points. Yarrawonga lead 38-17 over the Raiders. And the Albury Tigers lead by 7 points over the Magpies. Here at Wangaratta, it's a 31-point lead to the Bulldogs over the Rovers. Yes, you heard that right. 31-point lead as the Rovers try and get the ball going their attacking way. Miller's got his head over the ball here. Umpire calls for a stoppage, and we'll ball it up on the point of the centre square. Into attack here for the Rovers. Gee, they need the next one so desperately. Damon tries to do something about it. Inside forward 50 for the Rovers. Flying high was Cooper. He brought it front and square. Free kick. Going the way of Nathan Cooper. Couldn't tell you what for, Bob, but Big Coop's over. Look at his second.
Just optics tell me that he was nudged out of the contest a little illegally. So that's how I probably saw it from where I was sitting. I'm not sure what it was actually paid for, but what the optics told me was that just illegally pushed out of the contest and unable to get a free run at the footy.
So Nathan Cooper having a look for his second. Evans Street end. 25 out directly in front. Looks pretty big. Looks pretty good. Cooper's got his second. The Rovers have got their fifth here on O&M Live. Wodonga, they moved to 59. Sorry, the Rovers, I should say, moved to 34, and the Dogs are on 59. Thanks to Peter Bowen Holmes on O&M Live.
Sammy Murray's got busy early with 440 wings disposals in this third term. He's up to 23 for the match, really inserting himself in the game when his side needs him to.
Yeah, so they're not done with yet, Bobby, the Rovers, but it's almost like they're not making ground either.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I was just thinking the same thing. At half-time, we wanted them to cut the margin in half, and every time they kick a goal, we're going to come back and score. So they'll need to get back-to-back and stop a couple for them to make inroads. Yeah,
that's it. There goes Philo. So he gets it to half-forward, or free kick surely to Matt Wilson. No, play goes on. Dogs come away through Crothers. It's a wobbly ball to true centre wing. Nice work from Cassidy to provide the shepherd to Gill. Nice one to Tom O'Sullivan. Now here's Miller. Philo, big collision there. Bump, and now Miller's in trouble. He's going to be gone. Umpire says he'll take it. So we'll have a stoppage here just in front of our broadcast spot. Gus McLeod for the Northo Hotel. David Wink on the 40-wing stat sheet. Bob Jackson for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. We're in the third term. It's brought to you by Aubrey Wodonga MG. Jace McQuaid front spot. Burke nicely. Left foot hooks it back. Winner Irving got a hand to it. In comes Allison to Boyd under pressure from Spiteri. And they rush it behind the Rovers. The Wodonga Bulldogs 60 leads 34 here on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard third term.
All of a sudden, 13 minutes gone in the third term thanks to Mac, as it feels like we just kicked off. O'Brien marks the footy from fullback across the showground side, half-back flank. He wants to attack the corridor. I like this from the Rovers, trying to be a little bit more brave. Lockie McCartney has the ball at centre half-back here, and Wodonga's wall and zone that they've put up here is tremendous. They're going to struggle to penetrate this. Ball's in the hands now of Rigoni. Got it via chipping pass from McCartney, and Rigoni just goes up and under, long down the line. Contest forms. Cooper bashed and crashed, brought it front and centre. Diving on top of this one was Cooper once again. And a little bit slow to get up there is Gabe Crothers, but the umpire, Warwick Henderson, says, I'll ball it up.
Yeah, Gus McLeod just calling that perfectly. They were just set up so beautifully in defence here, the Dogs.
O'Sullivan on the right. Long down the line, just opting to gain some distance. Nice mark from Cassidy. He was rather opportunistic. The Dogs want to wait to get into position before they launch their killer blow. In the hands of Noah Bradshaw, the GWS listed player, inside 50. Back of the contest, McQuaid got it on the half volley. Justin Lewis' kick was smothered. Working hard as Dove applied a nice tackle. Now the ball's in the hands of Thompson for the Rovers. Exits defensive 50 and great hands in a one-on-one duel. Lockie O'Brien salutes for the Rovers.
Interestingly there, O'Brien wanted to hold it up. They really need to get a wriggle on those. So this one, down the line, nice kick to McCartney. Lockie, short, inboard to Thompson. Need to generate a goal out of this, the Rovers. 60 plays 34, they trail. The visiting team, the Doggies up at the moment. Here goes Charlie, he's on the move now. He gets a handball off to Allison. Allison, right foot, out wide. Nicely worked. So they get it to Lockie O'Brien, super running for him. So he's on the forward flank now. Handballs it up the line to Lockie McCartney. Nice into McCarthy. That was beautiful work from the Rovers there, Bobby.
That's their best passage of play for the day. And Cole Raven mentioned that at quarter time, where
McCarthy plays on.
Where they just want to string some footy together, hold the footy, control the footy. Well, they've taken the sting out of the game. That passage of play was probably the slowest they've had for a couple of weeks now, where they just took the pace out of the game. They controlled the footy, kept the footy in hand, and they strung probably 5 or 6 possessions together. And lo and behold, they're having a shot at goal. So, you know, what Kyle said at quarter time is exactly spot on, and they're prototype of playing some good footy.
Well, this will get them up and going. This will bring it back to a 20-point margin. Acute angle, Evans Street end. Lockie McCartney with it. Can he steer this one through? I reckon there'll be some noise from the balcony. He just pops it up. He steered it, has he? 3 for 1 minus score. Okay, so back to a 15-point margin. 25-point margin, is it? What are we?
How good's your maths?
35, 25.
Oh, Manos and high.
Whatever it is, it's a comfortable one to the Bulldogs.
It's a margin.
It's a margin, and it's in favour of the team wearing maroon and white. Jorgensen flew high, didn't quite have enough grippo to bring it down to ground level. Bob Jackson's boundary side for Corowa Better.
25 points the margin here at WJ Finlay Oval.
And good to see Bob has passed Year 12 mathematics
Thank you, Robert.
at Hay Tech.
Hey, Tech.
I'm assuming there would have been a tech school in Hay, Bobby?
Hey, War Memorial High School, boys.
The best of the best. Here's Murray for the Rovers, inside 50. 2-on-1, Matt Wilson all alone. The amount of uncontested marks he's taken today is huge, but he's turned it over. Oh, what an intercept mark that was from Nathan Cooper. Genuinely picked Charlie Morrison's pocket. He's going to lower the eyes. Great vision. Selfless football. And the mark has been taken to Schulte. Noah Schulte will go back and have a set shot. 25 metres out, slightest of angles.
Just real control of the football the last 3 or 4 minutes from Rovers. Is slowly but surely just getting them back into the game, and this potential goal here will split the margin to 19 points, and they're right back on here.
I'm backing Noah here. Evan Street end, Noah Schulte, right foot kick, swerving through the big sticks.
Okay.
The Rovers are coming here on O&M Live.
Right.
60 plays 41, back-to-back goals for the first time all day via Noah Schulte for the Wang Rovers.
They've only had 4 at half-time. They only had 4 marks inside their forward 50, the Wang Rovers. They've already had 4 inside this third quarter. Sam Murray, Lockie O'Brien, Charlie Thompson all getting their hands on the footy plenty of times, all having an impact here, and their big names are dragging them back into this game.
Yeah, so they kicked 3 of the 4 goals in this term. Is that right, Gussie?
Correct.
The Rovers, yeah. Gee, okay. Righto, well, they had to get a wriggle on, and they are now. Big one out of the ruck from Nugent. There's Spiteri. Smith on him. And the umpire to take it here, just left of the centre. As Calm comes over, WJ Finlay here, it's gone quite quiet. Here's Tom O'Sullivan getting away from Thompson. Yelland out the back to Soroczynski, trying to weave through, back to Yelland, sees a free man in Will Bradshaw. Mimo wants it short. Will ignores him, goes more direct. Oh, that one misses Johnson. Over the back it goes. Here's Burke running onto it. Circles around. Good smother from Jace McQuaid. Reuben trying to pick it up at bootlace level. Catapan. Nice work to Thompson. Damon trying to get his way out of trouble. Out the back they go. Ends up now with Thompson again. Noel Bradshaw brings him down. Sam Murray shepherds for himself, then picks it up. And now he's in trouble. Umpire lets him off the hook. 60 plays 41 on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard. Dogs up.
Anything catching your eyes on the 40 winks, David?
Charlie Thompson's had the 6 disposals. Sam Murray with 5. But Tom O'Sullivan, he's still dominating this game. He's only had the 4 disposals this quarter, but up to 19 and 3 goals for the game.
He looks to be a little bit ginger too. Chucky Thompson, he's playing on through a bit of pain, I'd say. O'Sullivan on the left, soccering inside forward 50. Good contest, Spiteri. Got enough to get it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 25 metres out from goal, Bob.
They've done a good job on Spiteri the last 2.5 quarters. They've really sort of, after a hot start and flashing in and out as he does, he's sort of been a bit quiet the last quarter and a half.
I think Smith's got the match up on him. Damon won the tap, got the ball nicely to Catapan. I thought he threw that. Umpire let it go. Soroczynski applied a nice tackle. Ball's in dispute 45 metres from goal. O'Sullivan bit off more than he could chew. Incorrect disposal. Umpire's got the whistle away. Soroczynski on to Yallen, now retreating to Jake Bradshaw. Left foot kick was smothered. Schulte impacts the contest. Fed it back to Catapan, and Allison just opts for distance. Out of bounds is where he's going, and the umpire says we'll bring it back into play. Boundary throw-in right in front of our broadcast position. Bob Jackson, thanks to Corowa Tiles.
That was as deliberate as I've seen today from Ellison. But anyway, we play on, boys. There's no such thing as that rule, apparently, until they blow the whistle and play it.
We're gone 20 for Maccas in the third term. Doggies up by 19. Damon appealing for a free kick.
Oh, have a look at this here, boys. Copping an absolute whack was Sam Catapan. Noah Bradshaw absolutely poleaxed him behind the play.
I reckon he stood on his foot, Gussie.
Oh, did you see the arm coming through as well?
Damon tried to hit Schulte. Lewis head over the footy. Schulte ends up with it again. Now he's in trouble and he's taken down.
Both of you might be right. Sammy's got a nice little limp going on, but he also might have wore one as well. So split the points there, boys. I think you both might be right.
2 for the price of 1, I think.
Yes.
Rightio, important pill to be won here.
And Soroczynski's coming off too, boys.
Yeah, he's in a bit of pain, Matt. Okay, Tom O'Sullivan, Will Bradshaw to Noel Bradshaw. High one up in the air. Oh, look at this. Lewis had to go back with the fly to the ball. Well done by Justin. Handballs to Sam Murray, to Allison. Out the back they go to Jez Rigoni. And now squaring kick. Damon's got to make this. Will he get there? He might want the chalk and sees it across the boundary line. So the score hasn't changed. 60 plays 41 here. Wodonga up over the Wang Rovers at WJ Finlay.
Around the grounds, Evolution Roofing here on O&M Live. Myrtleford lead 52 to North 37. Corowa 46 to Lavington 39. And scores are level at the Albury Sports Ground between the Tigers and the Maggies. Back here at the WJ Finlay, it's the Bulldogs in front, 60 to 41. Allison applied a strong tackle. Head over the football was Bradshaw inside 50. Miller left it behind, picked up by Ledger. Trying to find Philo, a one-handed dump kick straight into the hands of Schulte. Schulte goes to Catapan. His foot looks okay now as he waits it out wide to Lockie O'Brien. He's got it across half-back for the Rovers. Playing on the left. Long kick in towards space. Schulte has kept running inside 50 for the Rovers. Kicking to the top of the goal square. Trying to find Christie. Oh. Yes, Big Will. Second bite of the cherry. Took it at the highest point. He'll go back and have a shot on goal, looking for goal number 3. Snapping. There it is. Will Christie's got his third.
It's on now.
And it's 3 consecutive goals to the Rovers.
Yep.
Margin is back to 13 points, thanks to Peter Bowen-Holmes.
They're starting to respect the possession of the football a little bit now, Rovers, and they're getting some really good football, good looks inside 50. And Will Christie's not going to get any shorter, and Gabriel Crothers, he's going to get tired wrestling the big fella in the goal square. And that's a mismatch that they've got to have a look at. It looks like Charlie Morris is going back onto him now, so that's the captain taking responsibility for a possible match winner in Will Christie. So the Rovers are starting to turn things a little bit here. 13 points of difference here, and it's game on.
This is what we came for. That's right, Bobby. A 13-point margin between the Rovers and the Dogs. The maroon and white up, back in the middle. Let's have a look. Johnson, 2 hands to it. Philo, front of the contest. Good, strong tackle from O'Sullivan. Stone got it out to Catapan. Beautiful work to Allison, taken by Spiteri. Umpire again to take it, so just left of the centre. What's your best, Wink? Thanks to 40 Winks.
I think what I'm going to need to get Matt Wilson back around the footy. That's my best for you, Lukey. He's been across half back for most of the day, but they need a bit of energy around the footy, I reckon.
Yeah, nice. Don't mind that, Wink, for 40 Winks. Bit of coaching from David Wink. Here goes Cassidy. Thumps it in there. They got a good entry. Oh, big fist from Jez Regani. Tries to recover the Sharon. Does so. Quick handball out. Smith. Short one to O'Brien. Left foot. Now, Catapan's got some room to move here. What can he do? Jake Bradshaw. Will he get around him? Just onto O'Brien. Now, he usually works the wing very well. Up to the half-forward flank to Schulte. Now, he can swing around. He just wants to hold it up momentarily. This is interesting. Now, where's Christie? He thumps it in. Schulte. Big pack. Morrison will give away the free kick here. Yes, he does. Oh, Bobby. Wow.
Yeah, you expect a little bit better there from your leader. That was a little bit reckless as far as I'm concerned. He's been given the job of going back and doing a job on the dangerous player, Will Christie. I just think he was a little bit reckless going into that contest. And a lot of focus on Christie now by the looks of it, and they've put the best defender on it, and there's a bit of noise down here. The supporters are getting up and amongst it.
Yeah, Noah Schulte just coming to the bench. He heard it from the veranda. Here at WJ Finlay, Christie, can he put it through? This will bring it back to 7. Yep, 7-point ball game, and that is 4. 4 for Will.
You get the ball in your best player's hands and it starts going your way, doesn't it, gents? Will Christie, I reckon you spot on there, Bob, with Charlie Morrison, but with the form that Will Christie's shown in this quarter, he just got a bit nervous. That's all I think it was. Will Christie turning into a match winner for the Wang Rovers here.
Back to 7 points, 8. Winter Irving goal in the 9th minute mark to put the Bulldogs in front by 31 points, and the Rovers have kicked 4 on the trot.
Yes.
We're back to 7 here at the WJ Finlay Oval. Here we go. 25 minutes gone here, thanks to Maccas. What a third term for Wodonga MG via the brown and gold of the Rovers. The Bulldogs need a steady, and they need one soon. Yelland, been superb. Wrapped up in a tackle, got the kick away in the nick of time, but the Rovers have found a gear. They're everywhere. Allison wreaking havoc amongst the centre of the ground. So's Philo, so's Thompson. All the big names for the Rovers getting involved here. Umpire calls for it, will ball it up. Slightly into attack for the Rovers. Tom Johnson's gone into the ruck here for the Dogs. Manhandled there by Damon. Brought it front and square. Well done, O'Sullivan. Handball missed the target. Coming off his line was Lewis. Brody Philo burrows his way through. Mimo has a crack. Lost his footing. Umpire said it wasn't high. I thought it was pretty close to his neck, but he's a small man, Cade Mimo.
Lost his head.
Umpire throws it aloft once again. Damon won the tap. O'Sullivan won the clearance for the Dogs. Got it to centre half forward. In a bit of trouble. Leaving it behind was Smith. Coming off his line. Well, missing the target was Jason McLean. And the siren comes at a really probable time here for the Bulldogs. What a third term it was from the Wangaratta Rovers. They've been challenged and they've responded. 5 goals to 1 in the third term to see them trail at the final break. 9-6-60 to 8-5-53 on the Peter Bowen home scoreboard. Stick with us. It's a blockbuster final term coming your way next on 102.1 Edge FM. You're with O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
Welcome back to O&M Live. Great to have your company on 1494 2AY, or I should say 102.1 Edge FM. Quickly, around the ground, thanks to Evolution Roofing. At three-quarter time, it's Albury over the Magpies by 5. Yarrawonga over the Raiders by 52-24. Scores are level at Lavington. 8-point ball game between North and Myrtleford. And Bob Jackson, you're amongst the action here at the Wodonga Bulldogs camp. You're just trying to track down someone to have a little wag to.
Just stalking at the moment.
You must smell, mate. They're trying to avoid you.
No, I'll get Dozzy again.
So we'll across to you. You got Brett Doswell, Bulldogs assistant.
Yeah, I've got Dozzy, mate. They come hard at you that quarter, mate. What have you put in place to re-establish the power that you had in that first half?
I'll just go back to the footy that we played in the first half. We sort of went away from that and allowed them to get on top of us with their running game, and we just need to turn the tides and a bit more pressure on their main ball carriers.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Aubrey's quarters best in that quarter. Thanks, Winky. Thought Aubrey vital there.
So go for the Wayne Rovers. Lockie O'Brien, I thought, was terrific in that quarter. He had 8 disposals, but then the big fella down for Will Christie, I think, was the best player on the ground in that quarter. And then for the Wodonga Bulldogs, Tommy O'Sullivan, he's up to 24 disposals and 3 goals. Had 9 of those in the third term alone. So he's having a fantastic game as well for the Wodonga Bulldogs.
Who wins from here, Bobby J?
Jeez, they were impressible that quarter, Rovers, particularly the back half, but I think there's another twist or turn here, boys, but I think the Premier's in a tight one.
Here we go. Thanks to Tyre Power. You with Luke Francis. It's the Bulldogs by 7 over the Rovers.
Yeah, final chapter at WJ Finlay. Wilson, short border, Tom O'Sullivan. Dogs out of the middle with a clearing kick. Burke down low, couldn't quite reel the footy in. McQuaid, look at that, spins out. Oh, Miss Thompson with the hand pass. O'Sullivan back to Burke. So they launch in again. The doggies here, arc of the 50. Ball goes over the back. Nice work from Boyd coming in. Ball has gone out of bounds on the flank, Evan Street end.
David Wink, 40 Wink stat sheet. What's alarming you early in the last?
Well, it's been going for 30 seconds, Gus, so not a lot at the moment.
Well, coming into the last.
Sorry, Gussie.
Probably that the food's gone, I'd say.
Probably the cold chips Winky was looking into at three-quarter time. Wilson just says, have a bit of this, boys. I'm going to try and insert myself. Boyd finds the coach with a handball that bounced twice. In front of the club rooms, Muzz just launches it as far as he can. Contest forms. Dill Wilson wore on his face. He copped a Falcon. Jorgensen wants to attack the corridor. Nice looking ball. Noah Bradshaw marks for the maroon and white. Centre of the ground. Kicking to half forward for the Bulldogs. Flying high. Good contest from Burke. Second bite of the cherry. Umpire said it was touch play on. Into Tommy O'Sullivan. Marking 45 metres out. This will test him for distance.
Geez, that was super smart by Tommy Miller. He just realised what was happening in front of him and just feigned to go to the mark, and knowing that Tommy O'Sullivan had a clean run at the footy. That's just a clever player. You know, and we asked for Dozzy asked for the important players to step up a little bit, and this fella is very, very important to the chances of his side this afternoon. He's played a cracker, but needs one more.
Here's Tommy O'Sullivan. This is for goal number 3. Goal number 4, I should say. Evan Street end. Made good connection. Is it accurate enough? It's not. It's a minor score to the right-hand side. 9-7-67, or 61, I should say, the Bulldogs, to 8-5-53 on the Border Switchboard's scoreboard.
Here's Xavier Allison with the Kangaroo brand TW Sharon here. Let's have a look and see what he can do. How he comes out to the broadcast side with a short one. Jez Rigoni's missed him with the kick. Nice follow-up from Jez. Gets onto the left foot. Look at that for delivery. Oh, just in front of Cooper. Crothers right on his heels. Ball's knocked right out of bounds, Bobby. Not far from you.
Yeah, good contest there. So Gabe Crothers and Charlie Morrison have done the swap. Morrison's gone to Christie and Gabe Crothers has gone to Nathan Cooper.
On him live on 102.1 at Edge FM. Sammy Murray short to Damon. Damon hurriedly on the boot, blow off the side. Here's McCarthy coming at it. Full chested. Ball at the front of the contest. Thompson, nice to Philo. Out wide now. Good work to Stone and then on to Schulte. Noah Faines goes back inside to Thompson. Look at this for footy. The Rovers going for home wide. Wilson's taken the mark.
Goal umpire said it's a mark.
Yeah, Dylan. So they trail by 8. Gee, this would bring it back to 2 points. So he'll run around and snap this on the right. Can Dylan Wilson slot it? Yes, he can. Margin back to 2 at WJ Finlay. Doggies up, and that's the steal line goal of the day, Bobby.
Yeah, clever body work there, nice and deep on the line, and you just worked his opponent under the flight of the footy and took a nice chest mark. And the finishing, well, you could almost even money bet with those sort of shots on goal now with plays nowadays. They're good at those around the body shots on goal, and there was a quality finish. And she's a ring-a-ding-ding now, boys. She's on for young and old.
Matty Wilson's gone straight back into the midfield for the Wodonga Bulldogs in this last quarter.
You called it, Wink.
Called for that late in the third. They're going to want to get the ball in his hands if there's any chance to hold the Wang Rovers off here, but they're coming hot.
Margins back to 2 points thanks to border switchboards, the closest the Rovers have been all day. Bob Jackson for Corowa better as we wait for the footy to come back. What's the atmosphere like at ground level?
Yeah, you can feel the Rovers supporters finally waking up from the slumber that they had in the first half, and they're really getting behind their team here. And the energy that they're providing is helping their players. I feel as though they've run the jet lag out of their legs from last week, and they're running on top of the ground at the moment.
This is the Rovers we've come to know, a slick, fast and sexy brand of football. They're starting to bring it in the fourth term. Johnson won the clearance. There's a few horns ringing. Someone's alarm's going off out the back here. Mimo put his teammate under the pump.
We're not at the Turvey Tavern, are we?
No. You'd hear cars backfiring there, Bob, if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Or gunshots.
That was what I was trying to pick up and put down, Wink.
Gee,
come on, David.
I'm just being honest.
Damon on the boot for the Rovers. The big ruckman into the centre of the ground. Here's a go for O'Brien. Clever use of the hands on to Philo. Inside 50 from Brody. Christie brought it front and centre. Well done, Morrison. Crumbed by Gabe Crothers onto Jake Bradshaw. Now it's Jorgensen with poise into the middle of the ground. Kick missed the target. Murray for the Rovers. Booms it on the left boot to the top of the square for the Rovers. Did Christie get a free kick?
Yes.
He did!
Jeez.
Will Christie got pushed in the back
Oh, wow.
by Gabe Crothers, and the umpire's going to give the big ruckman a chance to kick goal number 5 and give the Rovers the lead.
Just a couple of instances there, boys, where quality players getting downside, offensive side of their players, O'Brien, Murray and Philo, all got goal side of their opponents.
For a 4-point margin, Will Christie's kicked 5 and the Rovers are in front. They haven't led all day. And at the 6-minute mark, thanks to Maccas in the final term, the Rovers hit the front on O&M Live.
Wake?
They've just taken control of this here, probably since about the halfway mark of the third quarter, I think, boys. And it's been their big guns, Sam Murray, Lockie O'Brien, Charlie Thompson. They've really got their hands on the footy. Sam Murray, he's up to 29 disposals for the game. Lockie O'Brien's up to 19. And Charlie Thompson, he's up to 24 disposals and has a goal.
Yeah, they've found an extra couple of gears now, the Rovers. At home at WJ Finlay, they're rocking on the balcony. So can they keep this going? So right now, they lead by 4 points. Doggies won't lay down, Bobby. We know that.
No, they won't. They certainly won't. I'm with Winky on the Matty Wilson. He needs to step up here. The team really needs him. He needs to have an influence on the game. He's played across half-back for the majority of the day. I think he's got the run in the legs and the energy in the legs to provide an influence, along with O'Sullivan and Bradshaw in that midfield. I think all their big guns are in the middle, so they're throwing all their... and Burke. We've seen Burke play on ball a few times in the past and provide an influence. So this will be interesting to see what happens here, boys.
Yeah, Bob Jackson for Corowa Tiles and Corowa Better Electrical. And speaking of Corowa, of course, the Corowa Comet front page will be running in the Stradbroke up in Brisbane very shortly. $3 million. Yeah, the $3 million Group 1. So good luck to the Durays at Corowa, Jeff and to Paul, and to all the team. So, front page in the big one now.
It's about to jump.
Yeah, so 4 points. 4 points in it here. Wang Rovers up by 4. So Gus will have a look at that on his phone and keep us updated. Here's Noah Bradshaw, Sam Murray and Thompson. Yeah, what a star he's been. Yeah, so the Durays, Jeff, Paul, Maureen, also Mark and all the team, they'll be at home in Corowa watching that one, Gussie.
They certainly will. We'll throw the footy up here. Or no, it's going to be played on, I should say. I thought Lukey was doing the old handover at a stoppage. I was trying to get a front page update and I've been thrown under the Martin's bus.
Yeah,
what is going on?
Oh, we're passing with Stradbroke around on the phone. Our apologies.
We're on delay.
Oh, where's the dump button when you need it? 4-point lead, I should say, to the Rovers. Thanks to border switchboards on O&M Live. They're going to go inside 50. Nice weighted ball from Stone. McCarthy! Second bite, got it. Alex McCarthy will have a shot to extend the Rovers' lead from 35 on a slight angle.
Geez, they're irrepressible at the moment, boys. They're really surging. Wodonga are holding on. They need a couple of stoppages and take the sting out of this game to get something back on their terms because the Rovers are rolling at the moment. They're starting to get some clean footy. They're starting to look after the footy, and they're getting some really good looks at goal now.
Spent a fair bit of time at half back, now in his more traditional role at half forward. This to extend the margin to 10 points. Alex McCarthy pushes it wide.
Yeah.
A minor score to Alex. Margin sits at an even 5 points here.
Come on, Whitty,
Matt Wilson's.
Get on it. Get up there.
Well,
sorry, I'm watching the race here, boys. Sorry.
Come on, Bobby.
Well, we're not watching it because the phone's died.
It's frozen. Okay.
66 to 61 for Border Switchboards.
Matt Wilson to Morrison. Oh, geez, being run down quickly. Got his kick away. Chet Cassidy. True half-back flank for the Doggies. And he wants the corridor kick. Sammy Murray takes it. Oh, gee, that was dangerous. Now, Sammy's picked it off. Christie wants it deep. Sammy goes short to Philo. So we're in the final term here. Wang Rovers lead by 5 points on the Border Switchboards scoreboard. Long one, top of the goal square. Look at this. McCartney went up from the side. Wilson's got to go. McCartney took him off the ball. Schulte, Cleland, Oscar, right foot, wide. Through for one minor score.
Matt Wilson should have got a free kick there. He got dumped. He didn't even have the ball.
67 plays, 61. 67 plays, 61. Rovers up thanks to Border Switchboards final term.
Front page no good. War Machine from Yellow Brick and Private Eye 260 in the Stradbroke up in Brisbane.
Oh dear.
There's always, well, it doesn't matter when you win a Group 1 the week before. I think they'll be okay. Long down the line goes Matt Wilson. Stoppage. Jet Cassidy just says, "Pwah, I thought I'm doing enough here. Give me something." Bob Jackson, Wangaratta.
Yeah, there's not much time off the clock here. They just got to slow things down a little bit for about 2 or 3 minutes here with Wodonga. Take the sting out, take the momentum out of the Rovers game, and then they can go launch again. There's plenty of time left in this game for them to launch again.
Murray and O'Sullivan going head to head. Murray picked O'Sullivan's pocket, put it on the right inside 50. Clever work there from McCartney, but he might have given away a free kick. No. Umpire says no, but Warwick Kent, actually the non-officiating umpire, has overruled here and said, boys, that was a free kick. As Matt Wilson gives the noggin a bit of a rub and says, yeah, I felt that one. Wilson's got it at half-back for the Dogs. They trail by 6 points for Border Switchboards. Long down the line, Tom Johnson makes a good contest, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Bob Jackson for Wodonga. Boundary throw-in at true centre wing.
Yeah, this is just what Wodonga need. They just need to take the sting out of the game for a minute or two to get some clean footy and stem momentum a little bit and then go again.
Ball back into play, left of centre wing. Damon took it out of the ruck and swung it around his body. Wilson, this is Matt, tried to get Crothers, ended up with it. Philo's got him though. Taken down, well done Brody Philo. What's the decision? Yeah, he's got it.
Free kick.
Yeah, so it's very hard to get away from that man. So tenacious and aggressive around the pill. And right here, Brody Philo could give the Rovers just a bit of breathing space. Tough kick this one, Bobby.
Oh, well, not for this guy.
He's got the leg for sure.
He's a quality footballer. He has been for well over 500 first-grade games, and distance is not going to be an issue. He's got a bit of a crowd to kick to down that pocket, but...
Here he goes, the Wang Rovers champion. Lines up from 50, he gets onto it. That is Brody Philo at his absolute best. Thank you very much. The Sunjan goal of the day from Brody.
That he's an absolute star. He's up to 15 disposals and bombs that through. Notice Nathan Cooper's gone behind the footy too, boys. They've noticed that Will Christie's got the hot hand and have cleared it out. And Big Coops is down at centre half back. But Sam Murray, he's up to the 31 stats on the 40-wing stat sheet. Absolutely dominating and inserting himself in this game with 10 second half disposals.
Just looking at that forward line wing, it looks like a bit of a hybrid, fast, smaller sort of setup.
They've gone Will Christie as the tall and then get the guys around him for the crumbs if he drops them, which he rarely does.
Dogs haven't kicked a goal since the 9-minute mark of the second term.
Yeah.
Remarkable. Murray, Sharon in hand for the Rovers, just finds space where no one else can, but his kick was smothered off the boot. Allison joins him with support for the Rovers. He goes out wide and he finds Justin Lewis. Kicking long and finding Alex McCarthy in front of the Tyre Power scoreboard, which has the Rovers in front by 12 points. 73 to 61, the Dogs need a goal and they need it quick. Long down the line. Damon flew high, brought it front and centre. Here's a go for Oscar Cleland. Trying to find a teammate. Christie, top of the goal square. Third man up. Nicely done there by Gill. Throws it on the left to try and clear defensive lines. Nice work from Damon. Palmed the ball, trying to find Thompson. Ball spills out, but the umpire said there was no prior opportunity. We'll ball the football up 50 metres out from Rovers goal. 14 minutes gone here thanks to Maccas, and it's the Dogs trailing the Rovers by 12 points thanks to Border Switchboards.
Umpire has it on the arc, favouring the bar reserve end. Thompson. Johnson's got him. Bradshaw there also. Eddie Damon over the pack, and the umpire will take this. In fact, he's picked out a free kick. It's going to Tom Johnson. So just inside defensive 50. As Tommy on that left foot tries to steer one out and find a teammate. Lewis got a fist to it. Philo misses Sammy Murray. Miller, he goes in with his head over the footy. Allison, he won't stop trying. Nice work from Dalzotto. Got it back out to Lewis. Taken in a tackle. Thought he dropped that. Umpire said play on. Noah Bradshaw. Nice work to spot winner Irving. And the umpire's called a throw. So a little stiff, Noah. So let's have a look and see what Dalzotto can do. This is Jai.
Evolution Roofing around the grounds. Josh Murphy's kicked 3 in the last term, and North have hit the front 64-58, 11 minutes gone at Bunton Park.
Gee, that's our other broadcast game today on O&M Live, 1494 2AY. Of course, this one right now, you're listening to 102.1 Edge FM. There's Tom O'Sullivan down the outer side with a right boot. Or Chet Cassidy got worked under the ball by Cooper. Play goes on now. Chet goes off the ground. Miller, he couldn't quite get his hand to it. Dalzotto with a boot to it. Ball's gone over the chalk. 73 plays 61. 73 plays 61. Rovers up thanks to Border Switchboards.
Bob Jackson, Corowa better?
Yeah, Wodonga are just slowly but surely just sort of getting a little bit more football than they have in the previous 5 to 10 minutes. But they need to hang on here, otherwise it's going to be a blowout.
They need to try something different, I reckon. Spiteri got bowled, left it behind. McQuaid come through. Appealing for a free kick was Ledger. Umpire knew he was trying to milk it. And now he calls for a stoppage. 45 metres out from Doggy's goal. They trail by 12 points here at the 15-minute mark. Almost 16 gone for Macca's final term. It's in their attacking 50. Charlie Thompson tries to come through. Didn't have a pry. Will ball the football up. Once again to the Rovers. Hit the front at the 6-minute mark of this final term for the first time all day. And now they're going to try and lock things down as we go to David Wink for some 40 Wink stats.
Wodonga Bulldogs only the 2 inside forward 50s to Wang Rovers 6 in this last term, really showing the dominance of the Rovers.
They haven't kicked a goal for half an hour of football. They have the Dogs. And they trail by 12 points. Schulte, handball away in the nick of time. Fed the ball back nicely. Dalzotto down the line, finds a teammate. This is Wilson for the Rovers, true centre wing. Showground side. Dylan Wilson's got Sharon in hand.
Let's have a look now. So 73 plays 61. Dogs need the next in the final term, which is brought to you by Tyre Power. Big pack goes up. Beautiful mark taken. And goes inside McCartney. On to Sammy Murray. Look at that for a tackle from Tom O'Sullivan. Wonderful pressure, Bobby.
Good run down. Yeah, that can give you a bit of a spark for the remaining part of the game, and they need to go now. They need to go.
Chet Cassidy on half-back. Nice vision. He heard the voice. And they move it here, the Dogs, towards the arc. So Yellen's got it. So the next kick's the one. Spiteri wants it on short. He'll get it. Oh, just bounces in front of him. Noah wheels around. He's been quiet this afternoon. Spears one in. Nice work to Burke. Ruben here, 25 out directly in front. Evans Street end.
To say they need this is an understatement. This will get it back to a kick the difference, and it's still game on. The one thing about Wodonga is they don't give away the game too easily. So must kick goal from the kid. Must kick goal.
Certainly is. Ruben Burke, 25 out directly in front. Eddie Damon mans the mark. Ruben comes in. He's blown it to the right. Yeah, he's missed it. 73 plays 62. 73 plays 62. The brown and gold up at WJ Finlay.
Evolution Roofing. It's a 7-point lead to Albury over the Wangaratta Magpies. Corowa, they lead by 14. Sorry, Lavington lead by 14 over Corowa. And it's a 10-point lead to North over Myrtleford. Deja vu at the Bunton Park game this afternoon. It's almost the exact same script as here at the WJ Finlay. 62 plays 73. The Rovers are in front. Can they hang on? Ball's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Lockie O'Brien sees it across the chalk. We're 60 metres out from Dogs' goal, Bobby J.
Yeah, the balls just seem to be camped down at Wodonga's end for the last couple of minutes. They need to make hay while it's down here, otherwise it's a tough road ahead.
Tom Miller's gone to the goal square. Johnson won the tap, trying to get his way through was Yallen, left it behind. Damon got the clearing kick, going to ground was Lockie McCartney. Matt Wilson wrapped him up. Umpire said there was no prior opportunity. Umpire will take possession and throw it up between centre wing and half forward. The Dogs, they need a goal and they need it quickly. 19 gone for Maccas. Rovers in front by 11 for Border Switchboards. They kick long down the line, go the brown and gold. It's Lockie McCartney. Shakes and bakes, gets around Wilson. Wilson got him.
Yeah.
Great tackle from Matt Wilson. It was a Mawson's Concrete player of the day, and here's their chance to go, the Doggies.
Wilson on the boot to Yallen, who's played a terrific game. Passes off the memo. Kate has a bounce. Here he goes. He sends it inside 50. Nice work, and Jorgensen's taken the mark. Okay, Bobby, what do you reckon?
This guy's a good kick of the footy. You know, he needs to put the responsibility of his football club on his shoulders and get this job done. And then that might have been a nice little point that young Ruben Burke kicked, so that makes a difference, 5 points, and the game is very much in the balance then.
Yeah, that's it. So margin at 11. This to bring it back to 5 and a kick the difference. Adams got it. He pumps the Doggies up. That's a treble for him. Gee, this has turned into a good game. Wink, what do you reckon?
3 goals and 16 disposals for young Adam Jorgensen. A terrific game for him, and the Wodonga Bulldogs needed that one. They've only had 2 marks inside their forward 50 for the second half before that one, so that was a really important mark and a goal from Jorgensen.
We might get you to pop next door soon, Winky. Get the exact time from the timekeepers. We'll find out how long to go in this ball game as the clock hits 20 for Maccas. 5-point lead to the Rovers. Back in the middle. 68 plays 73 for Border Switchboards. And we'll have another restart. Back in the middle.
How'd you go, Wink?
5.5 minutes left, boys. This one is right in the balance.
5.5 to go for Maccas. Damon won the clearance for the Rovers. Got it between half forward and the centre 50. Or centre position on the 50, I should say. Ball's in dispute. Inside 50 now goes Catapan. Sam Catapan for the instant response. Across the face with a handy point. Very handy point. Margin back to 6 points. The Dogs attack long down the broadcast side wing. Gill with the kick. It's a high up and under.
Yeah, Cassidy sits under it. Tried to work Jace McQuaid onto the ball. He did so. Here they come, the Doggies. Off to Tom O'Sullivan. Oh, Sam Murray got him high. Yeah. Now it's on. So O'Sullivan over the top of McCarty. Now Morrison's taking off with the footy. He's been brought down. So Sammy Murray.
It's
50
a
metres.
52.
He's got a 50 metre.
Yeah. Okay, it's all happening now. Right, so O'Sullivan is being marched up the ground. So Sammy Murray just, got him right across the chops. So O'Sullivan's going to be taken right down within 50 metres of goal here. 74 plays 68.
I don't reckon he's got the legs, boys.
Oh, he's already kicked 3.
Yeah, but his last shot at goal,
This would square the ledger. He'll strike the footy from right on the paint at the Evans Street end. Tom O'Sullivan, a star of the Dogs. He latches onto it. It's left. Will it have the distance? It's knocked through for 1- score. Okay, so 74 plays 69. 74 plays 69. It's a 5-point break to the Wang Rovers in the final term. We've gone 22 for Maccas.
Around the grounds, Evolution Roofing. It looks like North are going to hold on 72-62 at Bunton Park. As ball's in the hands of Stone here. We'll get that door open again soon. We're not going to find out how long this game's got at all times. Long down the line, the Rovers bring the football. Murray flew high. Damon was there as well for the Rovers. Murray just trying to take matters into his own hands. Taking in a big crunching tackle. At ground level, it's Alex McCarthy. Umpire calls for another stoppage. 69 plays 74. The Rovers in front, thanks to Border Switchboards. Under 3 minutes to go. Murray absorbed in another big tackle right in front of Bob Jackson, thanks to Cora Better, and we'll ball it up.
Yeah, she's a very congested stoppage here, boys. There's a lot of players around here. Wodonga have loaded up behind the footy, and they're going to surge mentality here.
Umpire throws it aloft. Johnson won the tap, trying to find Jorgensen. Ball spills towards the boundary, and another restart. So just repeating the score here, the Wodonga Bulldogs, they trail this contest 10-9-69 to the Rovers 11-8-74. And we've played 23 minutes thanks to Maccas, and there's 2 minutes to go on O&M Live.
102.1 Edge FM, ball back into play. True centre wing broadcast side. Damon along the ground. Wilson. Nice work, wheels around, gets it on the right boot and sends it forward now for the Doggies. Pack goes up, ball comes out, Spiteri searching for it at bootlace level. Now there's Mimo, nice handball up to Will Bradshaw. Here's Noah Bradshaw, pops one up high, Mimo sits under it and takes the mark.
Wow.
He takes an absolute gem of a mark.
Oh, they're not paying it.
A Mawson's Concrete play of the day from Mimo.
They're not paying it.
Oh, not 15, Bob.
Okay, good call, Bobby. Didn't go the required distance.
Let's play on then.
Rightio, let's have a look. So it's 40 out here, Evans Street End. 5-point margin, Rovers up. Look at the numbers around the leather here. My goodness. And the umpire to take it again.
Beautifully called by Luke Francis, thanks to the Northo. We're 45 metres out from Dogs' goal, and they trail by 5. Going through was Wilson. He left it behind. A lot of footballers inside the defensive 50. And it's under 90 seconds to go. Under 90 seconds, and the Rovers lead by 5 points, thanks to border switchboards. Up goes Damon. He brought it front and centre. Burke on the left. Ruben Burke, top of the square. Cassidy left it behind. Wilson burrows his way through. The Rovers see it out of bounds.
Holy dooly.
Boundary throw in deep into attack here for the Wodonga Bulldogs. This is their last roll of the dice. They trail by 5 points. Boundary throwing deep in their pocket. Here's Luke Francis.
Yeah, ball back into play. Let's see who can win the ball at the coalface. Damon, bit sweeping one. Oh, nice left foot by Lockie O'Brien. Ball bouncing through the centre of WJ Finlay. Siren must be very close. Jake Bradshaw and Dylan Wilson. Ball got flicked out the back. Oh, Christie. He went in. There's Wilson. Nice work from Crothers. Gets it on to Jake Bradshaw. One last roll of the dice here for Wodonga. Look at that. Beautiful work from Del Zotto. Got a smother to the footy. Then Philo over the top. Catapan lost his footing. Greenhill trying to weave through. Ball out the back. Rigoni, he took it. Nice work from Lewis. Dove's got him. Play goes on. Catapan, left foot. They're up by 5 points at the moment. The Rovers. Bouncing ball. Crothers takes it. And the Doggies, have they got one last chance in them?
I hope so. Ball's in the hands of Andrews. That's 50. Creeping
50.
across the mark was Del Zotto.
We've got to move.
Andrews is going to get the ball to centre wing. Under 30 seconds to go. He's got to get it inside 50. Liam Andrews for the Bulldogs. Kicks out into the forward pocket. Wilson on the half volley. Out of bounds.
Oh, gee whiz.
Oh, he had to go top of the square, Liam Andrews.
It's a horrible decision.
Bad decision. He had a player in space. Boundary throw in. How long left, timekeepers? 28 seconds. 30 seconds to go. It's the Rovers by 5 points. Boundary umpire hurls it back into play. Players everywhere. Tackle from Andrews. Umpire says we'll ball it up once again. 50 metres out from the Doggies' goal. 20 seconds to go and they trail by 5 points.
Umpire balls it up. What a game it's been. Terrific final term on 102.1 Edge FM. Ball on the ground. Memo picks it up. Catapan's got him. Look at Xavier Allison tearing through. Rovers get home. The Wang Rovers get home in a wonderful round 9 clash in the O&M. 11-8-74 to Wodonga's 10-9-69. What a ripper.
Beautifully called by Luke Francis, thanks to the Northo Hotel. 11-8-74 the Rovers to the Bulldogs, 10-9-69. They held on, the Rovers. The Bulldogs come home like a wet sail when Jorgensen goal to the 20-minute mark to bring it back to 5. They had a golden opportunity, and Liam Andrews will have 6 or 7 long days to reflect on that decision. He opted to go to the pocket to find Wilson. In the end, his kick was slightly skew-if for one of the best kicks in the competition. It just was not his moment. The Rovers hang on in an epic, Luke.
Yeah, it was a beauty, Gussie. It was a terrific game, wasn't it, that final term? So the Bulldogs absolutely owned the first half of this football game, but the Rovers just slowly but surely edged their way back. They hung around, and then all of a sudden they got their game going. Will Christie was absolutely super. I think he ended up with 5. Did he, Gussie, Will Christie?
Yep, 5 goals for Big Will.
Yep, and on the back of him, they just surged back into the contest, and they've been able to cling on in the dying stages up against the gallant Bulldogs.
They only kicked 2 goals the Wodonga Bulldogs after half time.
Yeah.
9-minute mark in the third term, they extended the margin to 31 points. Then it was all Wangaratta Rovers, it was all brown and gold. They were simply superb today. Absolutely remarkable performance from the Rovers. They were tested, they were challenged, they trailed by 31 points at half time, and they've come on to win by 5.
Be very interesting to see who Bobby picks up as the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
Surely Big Wilbur's in the conversation.
Well, you'd think so, would you? Yeah.
You'd think so. I reckon that's where he is heading now.
He's got him.
I reckon that's where he's going now. Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. 528 clubs with one membership. Bob Jackson's got Will Christie.
Yeah, Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. The big fella, when the game was there, we won. He put his hand up and took some really important marks inside that forward 50. Will Christie, well done, mate. 4 goals on a day that was a bit of an arm wrestle, a bit of a tight game, and you boys got away with the points at the end.
Yeah, no, it was, I really improved the second half there. Staring down 5 and 3, 6 and 3. So come away with the win. Really important for our season, given that log jam at the top of the ladder there. So that's what we reinforced at half time. The second half was crucial to setting up our season. So
in hindsight, it looked like a little bit of jet lag, a little bit of heavy legs from last week, maybe in that first half, and then all of a sudden you just flicked the switch and played the brand of footy that we expect from the Wangaratta Rovers.
Yeah, exactly. No, I thought we were a little bit flat-footed, second to the ball in that first half, but I thought our mids really got on top. Ground ball games would have been a lot better second half, so I really set the game up from there.
A couple of matchups deep in that forward 50 in the second half that worked for you. You had a good matchup height-wise, and in that last quarter you went small ball up there, except for yourself, mate. You had a couple of midgets around you, so you had a different look for the midfield to go at.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, we threw Coops behind the ball there. So young Oxley Cleveland played probably that centre half forward role. Lockie McCartney is really good aerially. Those two boys got the job done. So all worked out.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. Good game.
Will Christie with 5 goals, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. 528 clubs across Australia, and all you need is one membership. Get on into Anytime Fitness here in Wangaratta, Wodonga and North Albury. A big shout out to the team at Anytime Fitness for their continued support. And how good's this, Bobby?
Yes.
They're going to chair off Dylan Stone in game number 150.
He's up nice and high, the little fella. So they got young Wilson and another fella was carrying him off there. So that was celebration in front of the faithful. So,
I think they had to put him down, Bobby, before he hit his head on the balcony there.
And Bobby, if you just swivel around, you'll notice the Bulldogs here. They're still in the middle of the ground as a collective.
Yeah, it's. I suppose they can get some real honesty, I suppose, before they go into the change rooms in front of their supporters. So it's just the players and the coaching staff that are there. I can't quite see who's talking. Is it Twitty or is it? No, it's not Twitty's talking. I can see Twitty. So it's not Twitty who's doing the talking.
It's Jack O'Sullivan.
Jack O'Sullivan. So that'll be interesting to catch up with him after the game, just to
get in there for the song though, Bobby.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, sorry, mate.
You're gonna have to hit the legs, Bobby.
This is where you just go to another level, Bobby.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Bob's just gonna bust through this pack like Sam Murray in the third term. He's gonna get in there for the song.
Here we go.
Oh, right on time.
Yep. Yep. Here we go.
The Rovers salute here at the WJ Finlay Oval in front of their home fans. 11-8-74 to 10-9-69, the Wodonga Bulldogs. We'll take a break and unpack a epic round 9 headlined by this big win for the Rovers over the Bulldogs on O&M Live. 102.1 Edge FM, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired. How about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.